Welcome to another episode of TOPT. My name is Larry.
Law. Sam.
Lionel.
Your boy Anime Sundays.
And this is TOPT, where we talk One Piece and anime. Woo! Let's go! Guess who we have in the building? The boy, Anime Sundays. For all those that are newcomers that do not know, this is the man, the legend, Anime Sundays. This was a guy that we once, at one point, did not know. And we looked forward to his content. We still do, till this day. I remember, we always tell this story, but we used to always share Anime Sundays videos between me and Seb. And then the next thing you know, we got to meet him. So, Anime Sundays, please, for anyone that doesn't know you just yet,
hey, man, listen, you know, it's your boy, man. I'm just happy to be back. You know, I love it here. This is peak podcast going on right here, peak content right here. I had to get involved. You know me, man. Just your average content creator, anime guy. Throwing some parties at some festivals. Check them out. Shout out Trap Sushi and Anime. You know, the team. Shout out my guys at PCT. You know, we out here. You know what we do, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for being here, brother.
Of course.
Guys, if you do not know, too, if you go on the video title of this live stream, you can literally click Anime Sunday's name because he's tagged, and it'll take you directly to his YouTube channel where he does reviews and he does reactions as well. And you can be on Twitch.
I do be on Twitch, man. I get a little down, you know.
Yeah. So you can find everything that he is right then and there. But yeah, guys, how's everybody feeling?
I'm in a phenomenal mood.
I had to give you the floor just a little bit.
I am in the best mood I've been in a long time. I feel amazing. The Knicks are advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You got a whole girl now.
Yeah.
You felt better than Jesus. That's crazy,
Listen, she's supportive of me and my Knicks endeavors, man. All right?
More than her having.
What are you talking
Listen,
why are you causing the video? Why you gotta do that?
Listen, man. Listen, I'm looking out for you. Because she might be watching. She gonna be like, oh, hell no. Hell no.
Listen, I like to think she is a part of all of this for me.
Oh, that is so sweet, brother. That is so sweet.
But I feel good. It was a great weekend. I hope y'all all had an amazing Mother's Day with your moms and all that.
Right.
Significant others. Baby moms, whatever.
What are you doing, stepmom?
Baby mom?
Baby moms?
Baby moms is moms too.
Yeah, baby mom?
No.
Okay.
That we know of. Lawrence got like 5 kids to take care of. Lawrence don't celebrate none of his baby moms. None.
I got none.
Y'all seen that like string of future quotes, future tweets like from years ago where he like shouted out his baby mothers?
Yeah.
9 of them. I respect
in a row.
Sebastian, not Sebastian. Lawrence don't even acknowledge them.
Okay.
I don't even think they exist.
Damn.
Don't listen to it, right? I don't got baby mouth like that.
Yeah.
See?
Like that?
You see, Larry, right?
At all. I don't got
Not
baby mouth
acknowledging.
like
But anyway, yes, Lionel is not here today. Unfortunately, he will be back next episode. Just so you guys know, I'm probably not going to make next episode next week because my cousin is getting married. So I'm going to go visit her and support her. So I apologize in advance. Sebastian will be able to hold it down with Lawrence and Lionel.
Yeah. Time,
but other than that, cousin, congrats to her, bro. Other than that, we're going to just say what's up to chat. We are going to read some super chats until about 6:15, maybe less than that. And then we're going to jump right into the One Piece chapter. And yes, it is TOPT episode 254. It's a lot of episodes, Marv. I knew it was going to be a thing, but not this much. So thank you so much for all of the super chats that you guys send. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. It helps our videos tremendously. I say it all the time, but I definitely do mean it. When the likes go up, the views go up, the outreach for the pod goes up, more people just join the community. So if you do not want to send a super chat, believe me, you do not have to. It is not recommended. But We are grateful for everything you do send. So just thank you just for being here. And if you can, just hit that like button, like I said. Also, hi to everybody on Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts as well.
Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Yeah, let's say what's up to YouTube live chat.
Yeah, a bunch of people in here, like Larry said, like the stream. I see Panda Pansy in here, Wise Life Gaming, Young Lewis Getting Money, Nika D Joyboy, MF Beard, Buzz Groove, Ice Cold Juice, Plumbed Love Shaky Lips? What? I don't know that. Mr. Prince, Zim, 1G Rose, Hunchin' D's Hose, Davey D Oaks, Hawk Bizzle, just so many people in here. We really appreciate y'all being here. Like Larry said, like the stream. We got a couple super chats to read. We got $5 from Agent Q. It says, gotta work. Fire chapter, looking forward to the pod later. # bless up. # like the stream. The wings be flapping. Kill is spitting. Usopp still napping. Roto is smitten. Okay, I ain't expect the bars, but okay. We got another $250 from Nico87. It says, with no context, twins, Law versus Vista. Sundays, you'll have to replace Slido for this one.
Yeah, we have to get both of yours because me and Sebastian already talked about it.
Okay. Oh, we're talking about Law versus
Vista. Yeah.
Vista. I guess I'd say Law. I guess I would hope that he could beat Vista. I mean, I do respect Vista's swordsmanship, his respect in the One Piece world. His skill level is not light, but I just feel like if his haki is not at the tier where he's really disorienting Law's like devil fruit usage, then I feel like Law's fruit should be able to do take him down. Wouldn't say it's like a low diff, maybe like a mid to high, but I could definitely see Law taking it. I can see Law taking it.
Okay. Lawrence?
I got Law as well. Honestly, I got mid diff.
I respect
for Law.
I respect it.
Somebody on this table was caping for Vista for reasons that will only be
we ain't
described.
got no time.
I say, if Rob was here, he'd probably cape with you.
Listen, man, we ain't got time to go dive into it, but mid is disrespectful.
Is it?
Okay. I said mid to high.
Just what I'm saying. Mid is disrespectful, but we gonna continue on. We ain't got time for that.
Another 26 months at Nakama status from Mamba Kid. It says Zoro versus Kuzan. Who do you guys think wins right now? I still have Kuzan.
Yeah, me too. Got Kuzan.
I'm Admiral Gang forever.
Zoro versus Kuzan.
I got Zoro.
Yeah?
I'm thinking Zoro too.
Okay.
I respect it.
I don't. Another Yako joins the crew. King Nika, Dakota. Welcome. Enjoy all the emojis that come with being a Yako. Another 5 from Buzzgroove. If Chopper were there, he'd be sweating all over the slurs Ragnar was calling Imu. Love you guys. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we're going to get into it.
That's amazing. Another 5 from Wise Life. I just know Law saw the Imu Ragnar beef and said, I feel you, bro. How many Admirals would it take to beat the Straw Hats? # generational beef. # poor horse.
I think I seen that on Twitter. That
How many Admirals? Luffy's a lot to deal with. Zoro and Sanji know what to deal
all
with.
of them? Or is it just the Straw Hats without Luffy?
I think it's... They didn't exclude
Luffy. Because on
Twitter
I saw it where it was like, without Luffy, how many Admirals beat the Straw Hats? And I was like 2 minimum. Maybe 1. 2. Nah,
who's the 1?
Yeah,
who's the 1?
One ain't doing it.
Who's the 1?
1 is definitely not doing
it. It was a kind of.
Wait, so are we doing for ours? Are we including Luffy or no Luffy?
Well, if Luffy, I think you need.
If it's Luffy,
you
need probably all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm
thinking. At least 4, right?
Yeah,
3, 4.
Because we're talking about beating, not
which
fighting.
Admirals?
Like beat.
That's the problem. I need to know which Admirals.
What is an Admiral?
So we're trying to think which ones that actually beat the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
That, to me, you definitely need all of them. To
beat them? All of them's the same
with Luffy or without Luffy? You think?
No, with Luffy. All of them.
Yeah, I can get down.
Yeah. Without Luffy?
You think they need Green Bull too? Or can they do it without
Green Bull? Green Bull gonna put in work, bro.
Yeah.
He is. Most of them can't beat Green Bull. Like, it's really just Luffy. And maybe the Zoro.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, do you think Green Bull's even necessary? So,
I think Sanji could get Green Wolverine for his money.
I don't.
I'm actually going to bring up something later on in the chapter about what we'll talk about. But,
I'm going 3. No Luffy.
3?
2, but it depends on which Admirals we talking.
Mm-hmm.
If Akainu stepping 2.
I don't know, man. 2?
Yes.
I feel like
Yes.
the 2. I feel like the 2.
I'll go 3. I'm gonna go 3.
I'm about to say you need somebody because the 2 of them are already gonna have
I'm gonna go 3.
their hands full.
I think it's just so weird how high you put Akainu.
He that boy. Whole lot of
He's
red.
the same strength as Aokiji.
Whole lot of red. No, he not. One of them lost.
Ooh.
One of them got permanent limb damage. You fight Akainu, you losing something.
But that's why I think you need 3. You need 3 for sure, minimum.
Kainu start peeling off pieces of Usopp, then what?
Yeah, but they're gonna have his hands full. You know?
I'm happy you chose Usopp. Like, who not?
I was gonna say Jinbei, but he already kind of did that, but it didn't happen. So,
Exactly.
Larry,
it depends if they all stand in one spot. Because I don't think that all 5 or all the Admirals themselves can just stop a Bajran gun. They don't got the hockey.
and I will say, the other Straw Hats could give Luffy the time needed because a lot of times we have this Bajrangan conversation. He needed to build that up, right?
No, he really didn't.
Kaido
Yeah, he didn't.
essentially led him, but
No, not really. He was attacking Luffy when it was happening.
Dude, I think I think it's all because it was like still page. But when he grabbed,
It was instant.
Yeah, exactly. When Luffy grabbed Kaido, it was just like
Bajran gun was instant. Bro.
they only paused to have a chat
I
beforehand and like the dynamics of this punch.
I go back and look.
I
Instant.
gotta agree.
Yeah,
It was very momentarily. Like one moment, no Bajrang, next moment,
Yeah.
Bajrang.
I thought it was just hidden behind the clouds. Like Luffy was building it, getting attacked by Kaido, and building it up, and then the clouds got.
No.
It's almost
sir.
like you saying Kaido had to build up his ultimate dragon. What was it called?
No,
Flame
that
Dragon
seemed
Torch.
pretty instant.
Well,
That was
that's why I feel
one
like it's
page it
similar.
was there, and the next page it wasn't. Luffy was struggling with Kaido for whatever from the beginning of the chapter, and then by the end of the chapter, we saw the Bajrang gun.
If you're an ancient giant and height and weight and strength matters, Luffy built an arm the size of Onigashima. And then he attached it with hokkeys
And your point is that the Admirals can't
Admirals
block it.
have never touched, which is the advanced version of Conqueror's hockey. Now, can they do outward emission of armament hockey? Absolutely. They showed that against the Gora when they canceled it out. You know what I'm saying? Because hockey does that to Delfruits. So it's like, if you do not have that in combination, it don't matter how many of you there are.
Kind of got
That weight, that hockey,
believe,
that amount of force.
Believe in the red dog, man.
And am I far fetched to say you can expect even a Bajrang gun Gatling coming?
Hold on. I'll even go. No, listen. I'm not even gonna get that fantastical with it because it is possible.
Right.
But I will say this: if Nami is hanging on to Zeus and she's floating on him with everybody else or whatever, she's going to attach lightning to that fist of Luffy's. So if they not getting out the way, this is a combination attack of all the Straw Hats. And then you got to worry about Zoro, who also has better Conqueror's hockey or hockey in general than we've seen from the Admiral. So they going to get hit with either a sword slash, a cut, or anything like that. So they going to be busy. And then let's not forget, even though Sanji isn't of that caliber, I think in order to truly hurt an Admiral, he's still a big enough distraction where you do have to worry about him.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, don't forget, like if I keep talking about Akainu,
Whole lot of red.
Zoro could cut fire, bro. So, including with his magma, already cutting that, and then you add his hockey to that, dude.
You know what? I'm about to get on Jared's way. All right, Brooke with his ice
Oh my
powers.
God.
All right,
Now we're
could
talking.
freeze up a little bit of that
let's
kind of
keep it
stuff. All
pushing.
right.
Let's keep it
now
pushing.
Since
we're
Sebastian
speaking.
don't want to talk about hockey,
We gotta keep pushing,
right?
bro.
Hockey don't matter to
We gotta
Sebastian.
keep pushing,
Guess
bro.
what happens to Akainu? Going by your logic,
We got Brooke in a
Brooke
kind of
can
conversation.
freeze up Akainu's magma to some degree.
We got Brooke in a kind
Getting
of conversation.
slowed down.
Look at what happened to Aokiji.
Getting slowed down.
All right, y'all got it, bro. Y'all got it.
Listen,
Let
bro.
us know how many Admirals y'all think it'll take.
Well, let's do the bigger one,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, we did get a $200 super chat
Our boy.
from Senior Sombrero. My
Our boy,
goodness.
Sombrero. Thank you, brother.
Throw the W's in the chat.
Love
for the
that, man.
Nakama
Thank you
fist
so
up.
much. That's too much.
You really don't have to donate that much, guys. Like, that's crazy. So
thank you so much. That's crazy.
Love that.
Senior, thank you. It says, getting hitched this weekend, players. Okay, you're not playing no more.
Yeah,
You're not playing no more.
You're not playing no
Outta
more,
here.
You
bro.
out the gang, hang your jersey
Yeah,
up.
bro. You got swept in the finals.
Don't worry, bro. We're gonna put you on the rafters.
We're gonna put you in the rafters, man.
Yeah.
It says, Oda masterfully characterizes Imu with his power. The earth is full of metals which lines up with the devil tempting with gold and riches. Iron and steel were used as shackles for slaves and in weaponry in the 1800s for imperialism caused by Europe. My God, you was cooking with that one, bro.
I like the
Deep
connections,
cuts.
bro. I like the connections.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Maybe I'm slow. So he's saying that what Imu is.
Imu might
it's a
be the
reference.
Earth God.
Oh, okay, got
Have
you.
the Earth God Del fruit
Got you.
because Earth, revolves around metal,
Got you.
and these metals are in conjunction with Satan,
Yeah.
and then also with slave owners.
Used to tempt, used to wage war, used to do basically all the things that
Got you.
make you a worldly person, which Imu is the ruler of. You know what I mean? It's kind of
He cooked.
yeah.
Yeah, this was. I
I wasn't expecting all that.
He cooked.
That was a good one. That was good, man. Thank you, Sombrero.
Marv, mine's a little loud. Can you lower mine a little bit, please?
Lawrence
He
is
got
a superhero.
Yeah, he's a superhero, Marv.
I should have seen that coming.
Yo,
You gonna start making the daredevil face?
bro.
I really love that. Like he be tired, bro.
He be worn out.
He be worn out. He be like, yo, I ran 3 blocks blind. I'm tired.
I
You
gotta
gotta imagine the stamina it takes to jump off buildings and then swing, and you're like not Spider-Man. Like you're out of control.
Yeah, bro.
Does he ever just look actually blind at any point?
All the time.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
he
like,
does a pretty good job.
does he walk into things at any point?
Well, he's
That
a super. He's
then
a
it wouldn't
superhero.
be. He
I
wouldn't
just
be
wanna
Daredevil.
know,
He'd just be a
bro.
blind dude.
I just want to know.
When he's in
Season 3,
lawyer mode,
yeah, when
he'd
his
be
senses
like,
were all messed up because of he got like the explosion, got like debris in his like. It messed up. He was actually walking into stuff because his senses got all
Wait, so you're
clogged.
asking if he ever intentionally walked into something?
Yeah.
Oh, intentionally.
yeah.
Why?
Like to fool the people.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. Like when he's trying to like distract people, he'll
I've
be like,
never
"Oh, I'm so
seen
sorry.
Daredevil walk into
I
random
bumped into you."
things.
Yeah, I want it. Oh wow.
He's done like distraction tactics.
All right, let me get this one in too because
Yeah.
we got a 50 gifted memberships from the FedEx guy.
Yo, FedEx guy, bro.
Jeez,
We
bro.
told you work too hard. What are you doing?
That's a huge delivery, bro.
Thank you so
We
much for the
appreciate
50 gifted memberships. Please, everybody that's receiving it in the live chat, say thank you to our boy FedEx guy.
I hope I get one.
You doing too much. Yo, you guys do so much, and I always tell you do too much, but thank you so much. It literally goes straight to the pod. I really appreciate you. You have
thank
no
you.
idea. Thank you.
Yeah, use
Guys.
them new Nakama emojis.
Yeah, we got the 4 new emojis of me and the boys. So please post them as much as you want. Go crazy. Thank you, though. Thank you a lot. Guys, I know you guys sent super chats. We're going to read those no matter what. But I do want to get into the chapter because it's almost been 20 minutes into the pod, okay? So I'm going to read them. But if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. All right, you guys ready?
Sir.
Do it.
All right, let's get it. So, this week's One Piece chapter is titled The Zaza. We treated
ironic.
to another reader request.
Yo, that's the whole chapter. I thought the same thing. The Zaza.
We're treated to another reader request. This one is captioned, Isho savoring a bowl of udon painstakingly crafted by a fox and tanuki. Requested by Toshika Zu. In the illustration, Admiral Fujitora is visibly sweating as he struggles to get through the bowl of udon, while the fox and tanuki laugh in the background at his tasteful misery. Starting with Seb, what are your thoughts on this week's reader request?
I didn't have too much here. I was hyped to see Isho in general. I'm Admiral Gang. He's one of my favorite admirals. I know there aren't a lot of them, but he's probably in my top 3. I know. I just really enjoyed seeing him. It was funny to see him like eating. I wasn't expecting to see an admiral like on a cover page. I don't know why. I know we've seen them before, I thought we were gonna get something a little tamer. I mean, it was pretty tame, but I didn't expect to see Isho.
Yeah.
So I was like hyped to see him. And then like, I know we've seen him eat before, so I was like, I don't know why this is like a thing that somebody asked for, but I don't know. I'm assuming there's something deeper with the lore of his name, these foxes. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty cool. So, I don't have much.
All right, Law.
I don't really have much either. One, unless you know these foxes, why are you trusting? Because to me, I know he's blind, but with his observation hockey, I'm pretty sure he can see that they're like laughing at him. To me, you don't distrust that. They're laughing at you eating the food right here. It's like, yo, did you put something in my food? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they're supposed to be, foxes are supposed to be kind of like sneaky. Like, you know, like whatever, like the sly
He
fox.
can't just trust the animal, bro. It's crazy.
Oh my God. They're legit
This is
laughing
so
while he's
wild,
eating.
bro.
Unless they put like it's supposed to be spicy or he's friends with that. If you went to a restaurant and someone serves you food and while you're eating it, they start laughing at you while you're eating it, you wouldn't suspect something? That doesn't come off suspicious to you? You know, I'm just saying that. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Super random. Ramen and Rodon.
I mean, like y'all said, not too much in depth here. I kind of thought the foxes were more so. I mean, at first I kind of thought they were laughing, but then I kind of felt like the foxes was like, you know what, Fuji, you all right. You know what I mean? You all right. You ain't bad. You ate the food, no complaints. You an admiral. We know sometimes they don't got the best what's the word?
Representation.
Reputation.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, especially if you come into my store and I'm like, oh, Admiral just walked. Hold on. But I think they looked at him and was like, he all right. Especially because like ramen is very respectful to the Japanese if you eat all your ramen, right? So like if you eat the whole bowl, you know, all the broth, that's like super respectful to the chef. So I felt like they were just like, you know, this guy ain't bad. You know, maybe these Admirals ain't that bad.
My take on them laughing was just because it was too hot or he was like sweating or whatever. That was just I thought they thought it was funny how he was eating. But
and that's like kind of like what I mean. Like they see him like, you know, going at it and they're like, you know what?
Said Law just looking for a reason.
yeah, bro.
You ain't that bad, Fuji. You ate the whole bowl straight out the whatever pot. We rock with you. Okay.
Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing to talk about. This reader request is probably the blandest reader request I think I've ever read in my life, bro.
I thought you was gonna have something, man. I don't know why.
Sometimes I be cooking, bro.
I was like, Larry,
but sometimes I don't, bro. This was just out of my way. But instead of hitting super chats immediately, I just want to jump into the first part of the chapter, if you guys don't mind. So,
yeah, of course.
All right. The chapter picks up right where we left off, with Loki smashing Imu back into Yggdrasil, while Imu effortlessly negates Loki's Thorheim attack. Even so, Loki keeps charging forward toward Imu, sensing his presence despite wheezing from the damage Imu previously inflicted on him. Ratatask emerges from Ragnir's transformed state and begins frantically scrambling atop Loki's head. Loki comments that because of his enormous size, it's difficult to keep track of Imu's movements. Still embedded within Yggdrasil, Imu brings up Loki's devil fruit, the Nidhogg, and says aloud, "To think that I wouldst see thee again in this world, traitor." Imu coughs midway through his sentence before pulling himself out of Yggdrasil, hacking, and struggling to regain composure. Imu continues, saying, "Snow. Ah, indeed. Lightning caused by impact with ice. Thy affinity for one another was always great, Ragnir. So thou stayed as thou were in days past, waiting for a new master to come along. How familiar thy sight is." Ratatask reacts angrily, yelling toward Imu, and we finally receive confirmation that the hammer Ragnir possesses the squirrel fruit, mythical type model, Ice Squirrel Ratatask. Ratatask then fires an icy cloud blast from its palms toward Imu. Loki follows up, preparing another lightning attack from his mouth, and the two attacks merge together into the Ragna Quint arrow. Loki unleashes a barrage of lightning-infused ice arrows toward Imu. In response, Imu manifests the wheel behind his head, its eyes glaring outward, before raising it above himself and declaring, "Gazing Eclipse." Omen-like attacks begin raining down from the sky as Loki and Imu's abilities violently clash against one another. Loki is even struck directly on his left dragon wing by one of the omens, yet he continues powering through while Imu relentlessly presses the attack. The scene then shifts to Bonnie and Lilith, observing the battlefield from afar. Bonnie stares at the destruction caused by Loki and Imu's clashing and admits that it's terrifying. Lilith calls for her to come back, and Bonnie reassures her that she has no intention of joining the battle, so there's no need to worry. Lilith responds that of course she won't. Lilith is her guardian now, and she would never allow Bonnie to do something so reckless. However, Lilith admits she wants to know exactly who this person Imu is. She recognizes that he's clearly superior to the Holy Knights, yet he is not one of the 5 elders. In an organization that has existed for over 800 years, it would only be natural for power struggles to create deeper and darker layers hidden beneath the surface. But before Lilith could finish her thought, the scene cuts away. That concludes the first part of the chapter. Starting with Lawrence, what are your thoughts on this section, bro?
I actually don't really have much here.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprise.
No, I don't.
That's crazy.
I don't have much. One thing I just thought. So I've been questioning this for a while from Loki, right? And it's funny. I was gonna bring it up because we see who was on the cover page, but Fujitora. But Loki keeps mentioning how he's losing track of Imu because of how big he is, right? So that rose to, for me, the question of Loki's level of observation, because he keeps losing track of someone a lot smaller. Right, so
that's a good point out.
Someone a lot smaller, so you losing, you can't fast. We seen I mean that because he keeps mentioning he can't see. Fujitora literally can't see, but he's able to fight battles because of his observation. He's relying heavily on his observation to track his opponent's movements, battle, all that stuff, where he is and how they're fighting and everything. Right, Loki's losing track of Imu, even though Imu's unleashing this immense amount of hockey. He even says he's still there. You could sense that he's still there, but he can't really pinpoint where. That's what I'm saying. I question now Loki's observation ability of how adapted it is because he's losing track of that. And so this goes into what I was saying earlier about where is Imu's timeline in? Because he's kind of addressing I guess Nimhog, right? And I guess Ragnar as well, but he's calling Nimhog a traitor. That's what it looks like, right? And I always remember, I think it was last chapter, I was questioning where Imu was. All right, we know you were in Joy Boy's time. You met Joy Boy. You have a rivalry with Joy Boy, right? But then the way he speaks about it, I brought up how the only time we really got known of Nimhog was back with what we saw with Nika, that one, right? So I was thinking, did Imu live through? My question was, did he live through that neat time as well with the ancient giant, with that legendary giant that had Nimhog before, with that Nika and Joy Boy? How long have you lived for? You know. Now I'm not saying this is confirmation that he has, but so now that makes you think, all right, was there another user after that giant? We don't know. Giants can live for very long time. So that could be a factor too. We know 300 years. So how far back was that Nika, and then did that Nika pass while that legendary giant continued living until Joy Boy's era? Because giants live longer. I don't know. I'm just curious. How long have you lived? What is your timeline? Because you're saying that you're addressing Nimhog as if you know him and you're calling him a traitor. For someone to be you consider a traitor, you have to be allies, friends, or whatever, or at least a type of relationship with that person, and that they turn their back on you, or let you hang in or whatever, or try to whatever. So with that history with Nimhog, it's I'm curious about it. Where was there another user, or is the same ancient giant from the past? Is what I'm thinking about before Loki. So that's very interesting. Hopefully Oda flushes that out soon, or even if we get it maybe in the flashback, but maybe we won't get on Elbaf, but hope we get the Elbaf soon too. I wish Chopper was here to translate what Ragnar was saying.
Facts.
Yeah, he was cursing Imu out, because I like that. As soon as he finished saying all that, he attacks. He's like, man, I'm this should be. It kind of reminded me of it's gonna sound funny. Remember Aqua Teen Hunger First?
Yeah.
How Beatwater Shake would talk mad trash or whatever. It kind of reminded me of that energy, and then they would do something with it, because they also had they had powers as well. So I thought of that pretty much, but it's just funny because also too he's pointing out the history going into what I was saying before, waiting for a new master, right? So it's showing that Imu kind of knew maybe the ancient giant that had Nimhog and Ragnar before, and then all this time you've been waiting for this new master, and then you kind of found one in Loki. So that's what I'm saying is maybe there wasn't someone before Loki and after the ancient giant. It was just that ancient giant, and then Loki, and he's really like Ragnar's been waiting all this time for him. And that's what kind of Imu's pointing out here. So it could be that Imu lived a lot longer than the Void Century than we thought. You know, when did this operation happen with him? You know, because if your war along, which is 800 years ago, if Nika and Nimhog, that ancient legendary giant, predate that, seemingly they do because Joy Boy had the Nika fruit, is what I'm saying. You know? So how far back does Emo actually go? Very interesting. You know? The battle here, like, I think it's cool that without Loki kind of commanding Ragnar to attack, they can create attacks that way. So it's showing that Loki could use, in a way, Ragnar's power without him having to be in holding the hammer in Ragnar form and like using it well. He could access that power. Still waiting on a hybrid form from Loki. Hopefully we get it soon. I think it's gonna look dope, but I want to see it because I think that could be useful. Because you keep talking about how you lose sight of him. Maybe a hybrid form would help level you out where you're not so big, but also you're utilizing the power of your ability in the hybrid form to fight against Emu. So, Loki, like, do something, like, you know, like, make it work for you, right? This battle scene looks crazy. I don't know how much damage Loki's taking because Larry said he's getting hit with this, right? But he's still, like, making a fire or lightning ball in his mouth with attacking, right? The last thing before I end my turn, I want to go into, like, interesting enough, Lionel wanted me to bring something out. I'm gonna bring out a little bit.
It's so funny. You were like, I got nothing to say.
Right.
Bro had mad stuff to say, bro. What the hell? Why you tricked us?
Honestly, I thought I didn't have anything. It's just actually just coming to me. Yeah. Weird enough.
No, I get it.
But the last thing I say is Vegapunk, right? Knowing his history with the world government and the Gorosei, and reading all those books, right? Surprisingly, he still doesn't know who Emu is, right? Like, he doesn't know, as in, like, who is this person, right? So it makes sense that he wouldn't know who's on the throne, you know? But at the very least, he doesn't know that there's someone higher than the Gorosei. Yeah. You would think he would know at least that much, right? So, like,
would you?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little shocked too. I was like,
yeah, were you not shocked that he didn't know?
I was like, dang, Vegapunk.
Maybe not a thing, but there's someone higher than the Gorosei? Like,
look how much he knew.
Yeah.
I feel like they've kept the Emu thing a very quiet secret. Like, that's been this is their entire job, is to keep this man a secret. He don't pop out for anything.
No.
Seemingly.
He knew how to read the poneglyphs. He read most of what O'Hara had researched. He knows the ancient kingdom's name.
I don't think it's a negation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows a lot.
But I don't think... Okay, so the only reason why... I'm sorry, Lawrence, I'm cutting into this. The only reason why even Ivankov put two and two together about Emu being the person is because he heard the name. Like, unless he heard the name, like, he might have read about Nerona Emu and the Emu dynasty or the Emu like, Nerona family or whatever. He might know of this existence. But, like, to think actively that there's a person actually sitting on the throne, he might have thought, I wonder if somebody ever sat there. But now there's an actual person that's
I don't
doing
think that's
it.
the point.
I'm saying I don't think it's beyond the pale for Vegapunk to not know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then that just goes into the One Piece then.
What you mean?
Because he's read most of the poneglyphs that O'Hara has researched and deciphered.
Yeah.
He knows most of the truth, except for Laugh-Tale, because obviously nobody knows that except Roger.
Hold on. Even O'Hara didn't get the true history. O'Hara just got the name of the ancient kingdom.
Yeah.
And that was enough to get them wiped out.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
No, because also Vegapunk also brought up what the D-Clan means. Okay? So these are things that speak towards the One Piece for sure. The only thing is, does Emu get mentioned on the One Piece? Possibly, right? But from what we know and what Vegapunk has gathered, information-wise, it said nothing about Emu. It didn't even say anybody ruled over the Gorosei. He's shocked right now.
Because that has been the best kept secret for 800 plus years.
Sebastian, listen to me.
I'm listening to you.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening to what you're saying.
Okay, so,
I'm saying nothing on the tablets would suggest that Emu exists unless you're going further back. You get what I'm saying?
Sebastian, listen. The poneglyphs themselves talk about the Void Sentry. Specifically, the Void Sentry. The first time we ever learned through the poneglyphs was about an ancient weapon that existed during the Void Sentry. All subjects regarding the Void Sentry are written upon the poneglyphs. It's supposed to be well-kept information unless you could decipher it. So it doesn't matter what the world government's involvement is, as long as somebody can read that. And everything written on those poneglyphs involve the Void Sentry. So if Imu is from the second world and the Void Sentry and had a major impact on how everything turned out, which is the reason why they left the poneglyphs, then he would be the deciding factor on, does he exist or not?
That all tracks. What I'm saying is you're pointing to the O'Hara book specifically, right? There's a lot more poneglyphs. There's a lot more knowledge that they didn't get. You get what I'm saying? That Vegapunk hasn't had access to. Because by that logic, Robin would have an idea of who Imu is. And she doesn't. She's read more poneglyphs than Vegapunk has.
Yeah.
She has no idea who that is. So, again, I don't know if it's on specifically the road poneglyph. Not even, because she's read some of those.
Well, I real quick, I felt like it was a little shocking to me that he didn't piece it together. One, because he's just supposed to be vastly smarter than anybody else. And that was for me.
Fair.
But and also here, it's just very like, as he's piecing it together right now, it's almost like he's putting together simple math. He's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess after, if this is 800-year-old civilization born from a power struggle, yeah, I guess what makes sense, somebody is sitting at the top. So I was like, the light bulb just turned on.
Yeah, my issue was, like you're saying, that should have come to him much earlier.
Yeah. That's the reason I was
like... That thought process should have happened 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whatever, which who knows if it did or didn't. But I don't know about he should know about either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I understand. I think, just knowing the idea of him, I was kind of like, oh, you had no clue, huh? Okay. Smartest man, mind you.
Honestly, Loki, Vegapunk be showing some gaps in
he's written by a dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but Lionel actually wanted to bring out. He was telling me to say it. Because he noticed something, and he kind of do, like, for example, since how Vegapunk, what he knows, but he doesn't know of Imu. Then he kind of realized, Rox never used Imu's name, right? So he was just like, all right, does Rox know who Imu is? He knows that there's someone on the throne, but did he know that it was Imu? Like, Imu's person, because he called him like the ruler of the Bilgrats or whatever, right? Yeah. But he never used his name. So it made Lionel question, does he know that it's Imu? Right? Because, like, and I was thinking about too, Ivankov brung out Imu, but only because he heard it. So there is this, that you hear of this person who ruled this dynasty, but you don't know if that's the person that became ruler of the world. You just know he was part of the Tony Kingdoms in the past, right? It could be the fact that they hid that fact from the world, that it was actually this person who took control, So Lana wanted me to bring that out. Like, it could be that Rox knew that there is a ruler there on Mary Joa and targeted him, but not exactly who that ruler was per se, Because based on he never used his name. Not that Rox has to, but, he just think he never used it. So, I think there's something else. I don't remember, so I'm going to stop my turn here.
All right. Darren?
Oh, yeah. I'll be quick here. I still don't know what the heck Imu got going on with these powers, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a lot going on. I'd love to see it, but I am still kind of not. I mean, I understand what's going on a little bit, but it's just very, and I hate to use that word. It is a little very fantastical. It gives me very Mario Kart vibes. You got boo monsters flying through at you, which is cool, which is dope. I'm a little interested in, like, is this squirrel immortal? Like, what's going on here? How old is this squirrel?
Hundreds of years.
You know what I mean? And it's a hammer, right, that ate the squirrel fruit, right? And we know that's like a thing. Like,
maybe. That's what it seems like.
That's always a thing of me in One Piece. Objects eating devil fruits has always been like, the most ridiculous part of this whole show. But I was just always like, how old is this squirrel? You know what I mean? You immortal? Like, what's going on? You just sit up in your hammer form and then don't age? Or what's the tactic there?
I think the question becomes, can any weapon that's eaten a fruit die?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is Funk freed forever now?
Yeah. So that to me was also, I was like, as I was thinking about the beef he had with Imu, I was like, this squirrel's older than everybody here.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? So I thought that was cool. Again, I mean, the whole lightning ice combo, I don't know. Maybe I don't know science, but I was like, can you freeze? Like, I don't know. I was like, can you really? So I mean, but I liked how it looked. I always liked Loki's dragon form. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff was great to see. My only like we just talked about was Vegapunk, you know, not like light bulb just turning on about Imu's existence. I felt like that was like, all right, Vegapunk, man, you got me. You embarrassing me out here. Okay, you know what I mean? Let's get it together. You know what I mean? And I know that's like she's like I did like the little shadow though of Vegapunk and Lilith, you know, in the background. I thought that was dope to see that she's still just as, you know, intelligent. So, but I like this first part. I thought it was I think it's gonna look very great when it's animated. Loki is every day showing me that he's getting to this super top tier level. So glad to see him rise up. But yeah, I ain't got too much on that first part.
Yep. All right, Seb.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, but I did really like seeing the interaction between Imu and Loki and Ragnar, specifically the traitor part, because now it's like, okay, you were on my side in some way, and I'm calling you a traitor when it seems like the whole situation has been Imu betrayed Joy Boy in some way. At least that's how our perspective or theory crafters have kind of gone with. Like the 20 kingdoms rose up and eventually overtook the ancient kingdom. We don't know exactly what the details are, but in Imu's mind, he looks at Nidhogg as a traitor. And I thought the same thing about the Ragnar stuff that you guys are thinking. I wish Chopper was here to translate, as well as he's really old. And like the same thing you were just talking about, Lawrence. Based off of the lore drop that we got on Elbaf, Ragnar's been around since Nika was fighting this ancient warrior god of Elbaf. So it's like,
if that was Nico.
Yeah, seemingly.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, unless that was Joy Boy, which who knows, but like in general, how long has Imu been around? Like, has he been around for a generation even prior to the Second World? And I was like, that's interesting. I don't know if that's the case per se. Maybe Ragnar has had another, like maybe there's something off in the lore. Like there has been another carrier of Ragnar that existed during Joy Boy's time, right? Versus just the First World or whatever. I don't know. But I thought that was really interesting. And it's funny because he's still smiling and seems like happy to be interacting with these ancient figures because it's like, yo, it's like reminding him of a time that was just a different time for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know if it's humanizing Imu or not, but I like it. Like, it's like, yo, he's always looking at things in this other way. And it's like when I see these people, I'm reminded of a different time in my life where I wasn't forced to hide in the shadows. I was able to exist in this space and fight and interact and joke and all the things. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm really reminded of the time limit. He's over here coughing up blood. I don't think that's a Loki thing specifically. I know a lot of people were like, yo, Loki's making Imu cough up blood. I think that's him with the timer again. Yeah. And I know I'm the Loki top one guy or whatever, but like, you know, I think that's a timer thing. I love that Loki fights with Ragnar in this way because it's not 1v1, bro. It's 2v1 now. Like you fighting both of us. We can both attack you however we feel like. And the combined attack that they did, listen,
it was dope.
I won't get into a conversation me and Larry had over the weekend because I promised him I wouldn't. But this is why I love Devil Fruit so much. You know what I'm saying? Because hockey is awesome, right? You can punch and do all the things and split the sky and do all the things. We're seeing a giant lightning dragon with a ice squirrel shoot combined elemental attacks at some devil who got a sphere in the sky with eyes and it's shooting little black bombs. Like, I'm like, yo, this is just, I love seeing that. It's, to Jared's point, it's fantastical. It's part of why I fell in love with One Piece in the first place. And now we're seeing it at like the highest possible level, I think. And I think that's super dope. Imu having an attack that starts with glazing is crazy. I'm just going to put that out there. I wasn't expecting to read glazing when I was reading the chapter, but that was funny. Glazing eclipse, though, I feel like maybe there's more to that with, we talk about the sun and the moon and things like that. I like him having that kind of theme or nomenclature of blocking out the sun or blocking out the moon, whatever. I like an eclipse thought process for Imu. It does look like Loki got hit by one of those bombs too.
Yeah, he got.
So his wing might be clipped, man. I don't know. It's a good look for him.
He already like wheezing.
Yeah, so I don't know. Lawrence brought up the hybrid form. I'm really looking forward to that. I thought we might see it this chapter. I guess not. Hopefully we can see it next chapter. That would be cool.
Yeah, you got to warm up.
Yeah, the fight's already lasting longer than I was anticipating for Loki versus Imu per se. But we'll see. It's not ones. Luffy, where you at? To the Vegapunk stuff, we kind of already discussed a little bit, but I did think it was interesting for Vegapunk to have this thought process now when I'm like, similar to Jared. I'm like, yo, bro, like you supposed to be top one smartest guy ever. You didn't even think of that?
500 years.
You didn't think of that?
Into the advance of the
Oh, that reminds me. That was the other thing. So Vegapunk figured out a way to put devil fruits into weapons because of his advanced brain.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's a more natural means to do it, which is why Ragnar exists, or was it just because of some advanced technology that they already had from back then? I'm really curious about that, because that could even predate the Ancient Kingdom.
There's 2 examples in the show so far that it's been without Vegapunk's involvement. And one of them was on Wano. The teapot ate the Tabuki.
Yeah. But Wano's one of those ancient civilizations. Like, it's been around for a long, long time. But what's the other one? Or do you
forgot the other one. It's like a I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
But I do know there's a second one.
But yeah, I was curious, like, are we going to get more details on how Ragnar came to be, or is it just going to be explained away in some mythical, magical way or whatever? I don't know. I like seeing Bonnie. I did like the little nod to Vegapunk saying, I'm your guardian now, because we joked about Jiraiya a couple episodes ago or whatever, about like people not stepping up when they need to, and you're the godfather for the dead parent. This is Vegapunk feeling like responsible for Bonnie, even though
he's like, yo, I killed your dad.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying.
Let me put you on the wing.
So I like seeing that. We'll see about whether Kuma makes a return or not, but
and now she don't got a dad, but now she got a mom.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
But like,
dad mom.
She like a dad at the same time.
She's
one of those.
It's super weird. I'm gonna be real with you.
It's supposed to be wrong. But no, I thought it was cool. I want to see Vegapunk become more relevant in the arc. Honestly, it's been kind of a sideline mission for the most part for Vegapunk. I feel like when you have that level of genius at your disposal, yeah, they've come into play with the weather and the fire and everything. I love that. I kind of want to see a little bit more. You know, I kind of want to see a little bit more from Vegapunk.
You better stay hidden. If Imu sees Vegapunk, he's getting clipped. He's like, you still alive?
But I also wonder if the reverse will have to come into play, or Bonnie needs to protect Vegapunk, because Bonnie's still technically the pirate, the fighter, the potential Nika user. You know, I'm wondering if the roles will become reversed, and it did make me think of Bonnie's prospects as next Nakama a little bit.
Oh, we
they don't seem pretty high.
Conversation died 3 years ago.
They seem pretty low. So. That's it for me though.
So as our age got revealed, I think it was over.
Yeah. The first thing I do want to bring up is Loki clearly having issues with his size. Multiple times now.
Yeah, I said so.
Pause. Multiple times he's mentioned that being as colossal as he is becoming a hindrance in battle. Continuously. It makes me wonder whether he's truly figured out how to access a hybrid form yet.
Right.
I'm on the same wave as Lawrence.
Same.
And I think most of us initially assumed he could use a hybrid form because of what seemed to happen right after he ate his devil fruit and during the incident with Harold. But based on what we know about devil fruits, especially awakenings, the user's mind and body need to catch up to the power they've obtained. To me, it feels like achieving a hybrid form is the final step before awakening the ability altogether to some degree. Like, even if you want to say, like, it's like half a hybrid, like, whatever. Like, you still are kind of close. Like, you have some devil fruit mastery through experience. And if that's the case, then it raises an important question. Has anyone in the series ever eaten a devil fruit and come close to awakening it immediately afterward? We really haven't seen that happen ever. Like, ever. Even the famous Blackbeard that, you know, is supposedly going to awaken 2 devil fruits. We still don't know if he has awakened his or come close to it. So now I'm starting to question whether Loki even has a hybrid form.
Yeah. I was right there with you.
And I know people keep going into that one little panel where he was kind of hybrid.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like
man.
I don't feel like that was hybrid form at all. Maybe he was like done transforming from the dragon that he was at that moment, and like he already had Herald in his hand. And then while he picked up Herald by his head, he was transforming down. I don't think there's any in between. Am I wrong to assume he most likely does have one after 14 years? I would say it's close. He should.
I mean, he spent a lot of that time not using it, chained up.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
that's,
So he technically only has what, Lawrence? 6? He's been locked up for 6, so he has 8 years with the Devil Fruit?
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than enough.
Yeah,
We've seen
it is.
Kaku and
Yeah.
Lucci awaken theirs.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know if he still think he the sun god, bro. He might not be linked up with his Devil Fruit like that, like we thought.
He may not even thought he needed to really tap in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I know I'm going to get hate for saying this, but I think I was wrong. For a while now, I've been saying that the sun god Nika was never a real person. But after this chapter, we may have just gotten confirmation that he actually was, and Lawrence was right. Yaruo explains that Elbaf has a legend about a warrior god. This god wielded a weapon known as Ragnar, Iron Lightning, and transformed into an enormous dragon to battle the sun god. Fighting beside him was a loyal ice squirrel named Ratatask. Here's the important part. Yaruo says that after the warrior god passed, Ratatask chose to inhabit his weapon rather than be without its master. Then we get Imu's dialogue. Imu says he recognizes the affinity between Nidhogg and Ratatask, and specifically mentions how Ratatask and Ragnar have remained as they were in the days past. That line changes everything for me. Here's why. I think this confirms Nika was a real being. If Yaruo's legend is true, then the warrior god was the previous user of the Nidhogg Devil Fruit while wielding Ragnar. They were infusing the Nidhogg into the Ragnar, and that would make the lightning hammer that they spoke of, right? That's what Loki's doing right now. But Yaruo describes Ratatasker as a separate living creature, a real ice squirrel that fought alongside the warrior god. That means Ratatask and Ragnar originally existed as separate entities. All right. But later, Ratatask somehow inhabits Ragnar. And now Ratatask is also known as a devil fruit. So how is that possible? I think the answer lies in Vegapunk's explanation of devil fruits. Vegapunk theorized that devil fruits are born from the collective desires and wishes of people, right? If enough people wish for something to exist, that desire could manifest into a devil fruit. So I think Ratatask and the warrior god both passed during an ancient battle. Maybe with Nika. After Ratatask's death, the people who loved and remembered this ice squirrel wished for it to return. And that desire caused the Ratatask devil fruit to be born. That would also explain something the Gorosei told us, right? Zoan fruits have wills of their own. If they want to be found, they will find their way to their destination. And to go even further, before Kaku ate his Zoan devil fruit at Enies Lobby, he mentioned that he sensed a strange power, something like gravity, coming from the fruit he was about to eat, which was his Zoan giraffe fruit. So, what if the Ratatask fruit eventually returned to Elbaf and found its way back to Ragnar to wait for its master? But that raises another question. How did Ratatask become fused with Ragnar in the first place? Right. And I think the answer connects directly to the Ancient Kingdom. And it's basically what Sebastian said. So, Kobe stated that Vegapunk is the greatest scientist in the world because he discovered how devil fruits confer powers and even figured out how to feed devil fruits to inanimate objects. This was most likely because of the discovery of the lineage factor, or the rediscovery of the lineage factor. But what if Vegapunk wasn't the first one to utilize devil fruits this way? I think the previous user of the brain fruit lived during the Second World within the Ancient Kingdom. That would explain the kingdom's impossible technological advancement and their relationship to Elbaf. Just like Vegapunk, the previous brain user may have learned how to transfer devil fruit abilities into objects through lineage factor technology. In other words, they figured out how to fuse the Ratatask Devil Fruit with Ragnar. That's why Ratatask and Ragnar are now treated as one entity. And it also explains how Imu knows of them. If Imu only existed from the second world onward, then Imu wouldn't know the original living Ratatask from the first world. Imu only knows the fused version, the Devil Fruit infused Ragnar that persisted into later ages. Which brings me back to Nika. If Ratatask was once a real living being before becoming a Devil Fruit, then Nika could have been too. That would mean the human fruit model Nika wasn't created from pure myth alone. It was created from the memory, belief, and desire surrounding a real person who once existed. And if that's true, then every insane ability we see Luffy use may have originally belonged to the real Nika himself. I think Nika existed during the first world with the first Nidhogg user. This would mean that maybe Nika wasn't the first Devil Fruit either, and Nidhogg came before him. The only issue I still struggle with is this. In One Piece, irrational or supernatural powers are almost always explained through Devil Fruits. So if Nika existed before Devil Fruits, how did he naturally possess all these ridiculous, reality-bending abilities in the first place? Was the world of One Piece more fantastical than it is now?
Yeah, he's a god. That's why he revered him. No,
No, I really like that. That was cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like how Oda is kind of addressing like the old worlds in that way, and he's giving us these little glimpses of it, and what we're seeing, like you're saying, more fantastical, and like because also too, like you think about like what Larry said, you had the Lunarians, you know what they're able to do. People like now and that people like Lunarians don't really exist in the One Piece world now, but they did how many years back, you know? So it's not so far fetched to see like, all right, you have some people like Lunarians existing, someone like a Nika exists as well.
I will say two things. The Ratatasker that we see in the current story does not look like the Ratatasker that we see in the big silhouetted lore story.
From Yellow.
Like it does look like a completely different, like it's the same being, you know what I mean, but it's not the same person, if that makes sense. Like it's the same animal. And then like you said, Larry, because it was waiting for this person that it used to fight alongside with, it fused with the hammer. Wait, is what the lore says. So it's like it's very possible somebody from Elbaf or whatever was just hoping for this person to come back, like this warrior god to come back, this Ratatasker to come back, and wished up and conjured up a Devil Fruit in that way. And I like the connection with the brain fruit. Like somebody from that world who had it was able to figure out what Vegapunk did and rediscover or originally discover the lineage factors and stuff. Like I really like all of that. So,
I think that if we're saying, you know, Nika and all these folk existed before Devil Fruits, and maybe it was just, maybe they're just a race of gods. Maybe that was what kind of started this whole thing. Maybe all these powers derived from this ancient species before a lot of them all came, you know, the giants and Lunarians, you know, because when we think about where all these ancient species came from, right? I mean, we just kind of assume they're just, you know, evolution from whatever, right? But I'm like, well, what if it was just straight gods out here wilding? You know what I mean? Before all the wars.
Like cross breeding?
Well, I mean, when you talk about like the rain god and Nika and the sun and the warrior god, it might have just been like, the world might have just been like a straight up Mount Olympus.
I did think
and they were
Greek
just
mythology-
out
No, he's saying there's Nephilim
he's basically
across
saying
the world before it.
And I mean, Zeus and what was Zeus's dad's name? Like they all just had kids with all these humans. Yeah, Kronos. They all had kids with these like human people in their stories.
Or maybe, you know, and of course maybe it not be technically like the god as in what we may look at it like, but I just maybe like a species of, you know, phenomenally powerful beings. Possibly. Maybe.
So the first world might be even crazier than the second world, bro.
Yeah.
I will say that. I do have one more thing I just wanted to speak on. If you ever get confused about One Piece, this is for you. The answer to almost everything is narrative consistency. Ever since the chapter dropped this week, I've been asking myself one question over and over again. Why does Imu believe Nidhogg is a traitor? And honestly, I think the answer might not be complicated at all. I think the Elbaf mural already told us. Oda constantly structures the world of One Piece around the number 3. There are 3 types of devil fruits, 3 forms of hockey, 3 ancient weapons. The balance of the world was built on 3 great powers. There are always 3 admirals. The monster trio. Luffy and Ace and Sabo as brothers. 3 brothers, actually. And now we know there have been 3 worlds. 3 different eras throughout history. What's interesting is that each world appears to contain a massive dark figure that shares similar features with the others across time. Almost like each one is connected to the next. So, if Imu is the dark angelic figure of the 3rd world, then the dark figure resembling Nidhogg in the 2nd world likely wasn't random either. I think these beings are connected, not just symbolically, but literally. Either through an alliance, a lineage of inherited will, or some ancient darkness that continues reproducing itself throughout history. That would actually explain why Vegapunk believes power that persists for too long eventually becomes corrupted or becomes darker, the way he said it. And it would also explain why Imu views Nidhogg as a traitor. So, because if they once stood on the same side in a previous era, then Nidhogg turning against that power would absolutely be betrayal.
See, that made me think about the mural and if it's actively depicting that betrayal live, where it's like Imu had whatever that red or whatever that giant serpent on the right side of the mural is, and it was supposed to be this side is me, this middle side is me, and this left side is me. But I'm fighting all this, and you switched up on the gang and you fought the other dude we had with us. Whatever that is.
Because in the mural, the Nidhogg, if we want to say that's Nidhogg, is blowing fire at the first world's dark figure.
Well, maybe it's lightning now. I don't know.
Maybe it's
lightning.
What I'm saying?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's ice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is now. But now it's got me thinking. That's interesting. Because if I'm thinking, I got the game on Smash, me here, you're here, and that thing's over there, and now you fighting my partners, that's a betrayal. Right?
Yeah.
So
the answer's right here where the squirrel cursed him out. Whatever he said right here.
And that's why we switched up.
Yeah.
I think it's also funny though how Imu, it's like everyone in his mind, everyone betrayed him. Everyone messed up.
Such a
Lilith.
narcissist, your mistake.
Your mistake. You messed up. You're just blaming others.
Yeah. But before we get into the second part of the chapter, guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We're going to jump into some super chats, and then we're going to jump right back into the chapter. Because there's so much more to speak about.
Okay.
Especially the end. So.
Yeah. We got 2 from Nimbus Jujubee. It says, should have all the first commanders have had Conqueror's Haki? No, I don't think so. I think that would defeat kind of the purpose of what Conqueror's Haki is supposed to be. It's supposed to be rare that you get multiple Conquerors on a ship or somebody who is a Conqueror to follow somebody like that. So
first commanders are supposed to have something that they specialize in that the others can't necessarily get over easily. And hockey is so rare that people don't realize, the fact that Katakuri even has future sight makes him first commander. You know what I'm saying? That exists for a reason. Even Marco with his regeneration abilities because of this mythical zone, that puts him in the first class of commander. There's so much that makes a first commander compared to the second and thirds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have another thing for that, but it's not power related, so I'll save it. Another 10 gifted memberships from our guy Davey D. Oaks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Davey D. Oaks.
Throw the Nakama fist up in the chat. Another 10 from it's Nick. It says, "What's up, gang? Heading into work at the start of the stream is wild, and getting off at 6:30 a.m. is diabolical. Can't wait to rewatch this and read the chapter with you guys. Have an awesome stream." Thank you,
you
Nick.
too, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Be safe.
Another 7 months at Nakama status from main LD Sloth. Working 2 doubles in a row, but it's all good because #top.
Y'all work too hard to be sending us money.
Yeah, bro.
Dang.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Another 8 months at Yonko status from SH Chopper. 8 months with this amazing family with the hands up and prayer emojis. I asked Larry a few weeks back, and now I want to know what y'all think. Who is stronger and what diff? The average Viltrumite or the average Saiyan? I have not seen season 3 of Invincible, so I'll have to pass that to Jared, who is the Invincible connoisseur.
Me?
If not.
I mean, so my problem with this is the average Saiyan is still a lot of leagues under Kid Vegeta. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. The average Saiyan is like Kid Vegeta. Vegeta's camp is like the most, probably some of the most elite Saiyans that they have. So when you're talking about even like Goku's mother and other people that Bardock kind of had with him, it gets real close. And in my opinion, I think when you get to that tier, I go Viltrumite. I know people are like, oh, what? How could you say that? No. But it's like Kid Vegeta could solo half of his race. People don't understand this. Like Nappa, especially when he becomes a prince, when he becomes, the Prince of all Saiyans, he already was leagues above his race. And of course, we know Goku and them, with being Super Saiyans, are leagues above their race. But the average Viltrumite is still, I would put a little closer to like a little under a Bardock. You know what I mean? Like somebody who you could be like, okay, I can respect a full-grown warrior saying that's putting in work. But the rest of them, I can't speak for them. You know what I mean? So that's me. But people don't agree with me. A lot of people don't agree with me. But hey,
They don't like when people talk bad about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yeah. We got another 2 from Dirty Mike and the Boys. It says, Sundays, what type of car do you drive? This is the funniest. It's from the Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Yeah.
Because all the other guys. They wanna have a group of homeless people have an orgy in your car.
Yeah, that's
what the
point.
joke is.
Copy? Got a Hyundai Sonata. 4-door, 2013.
I think that might work.
That might
purposes.
work. Yeah. For what they're trying to do.
You never see the other guys, man?
I'm not as familiar, so
okay.
Maybe I'm not on that side of the internet there.
Check it out. Another 3. It sounds crazy now that I think about it. Anyway, another 3 months at Nakama Status from David Yokes. Fire chapter. Can't wait to hear y'all's takes. #BBBG. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another 10 from Anthony Herrera. It says, is that my boy Sundays? It's been a minute. Always good to see you on the pod. And Seb got a girl? ? Shit. But Knicks are going to get manhandled by Detroit. # Spurs up, Spurs up. Knicks in 5. All right? 5. Yeah, man. It's good to have Sundays on here, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Sure.
Of course, appreciate it.
Another 23 months at Nakama Status from Just Call Me Scott. Is Smoker in Punk Hazard the biggest drop in stocks? Ooh.
No. If any real One Piece fan would have knew that Smoker was bad, bro.
Oh, man.
And to me, I just say he didn't look that impressive, but the growth from Smoker I was like, yo, Smoker actually showing that he's relatively strength. But to me, it's like, did you expect more from him? It's like
there were people that thought he was Luffy's garb, right? Like there's people that thought that.
No, there was Sebastian.
But yeah, I felt like after the time skip, we all was like, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Smoker was on like Saboti, I would have been like, he's gonna get packed up here by somebody if he's not careful.
Saboti?
Yeah, anybody with anybody with
none of them had hockey. None of the Supernovas did. No.
Luffy had hockey, though.
To me, I feel like
he might have been leaking something, but he.
Oh no, you're right. No, he didn't have
how Alabasta went down, and how Luffy saved him. Right there, told you he wasn't Luffy's guard.
Smoker's still my boy, man. All right,
it's okay.
He gonna come back. You gonna come back?
CD just sent 50 gifted memberships, brother.
Oh man,
Yes.
Christ. CD just been popping in,
Sheesh.
and then he'll do something, and then he'll pop right back out. CD, stay for a little bit, man. Like, stop leaving immediately, bro. You leaving, you abandon us at each time. I feel like you're just throwing money at my face at this point.
and just running.
Yeah, and just running. I
Seriously.
feel like a stripper.
CD the GOAT, man. Celestial Donkey,
Yes.
we love you, man. You work too hard. Throw the Knockman fist up for CD. Throw the emojis that come with being a Knockman now in the chat. Spam them, spam it off for CD. He's a legend in our community, truly.
Let's do 2 more, and then we'll get into the second part.
Okay. We got another 2 from Dior Paid. It says, Sundays, what's your 10 in the verse? Alive. Hashtag BBC.
Yikes. We're getting canceled right here. All right, here we go.
Do your thing.
Man, this is rough, man. It changes all the time. 10 alive. Oh, brother.
This is unfair, bro.
Yeah, I guess it's tough. I can give you. I can't give you an order. How about that? I can give you who's in it. I have Shanks. I have Akainu. I got Eam. I guess I'll throw Blackbeard in there. I guess I'll throw. I feel like since Garp is still alive, I'm gonna still say Garp. That's just me though. And then I'll say
Halfway done.
This really gets slippery. This really gets slippery. I guess off the strength, I'll put Loki there. I'll put Loki in there a little bit. And then I guess I would just probably give it to like Kuzan. I'm gonna say Luffy.
I'll
put Luffy. I'm just trying to think of anybody else I wanted before that. And then I guess maybe off the strength, maybe I would hope Garland, not Garland.
Thank you.
Shamrock. Not Garland. I'm sorry.
You got one more.
Shamrock, and then maybe for the heck of it, I don't know. It's rough, man. I want to say Kizaru off the heck of it, but that's it. That's
No dragon, man?
Top 10, bro.
Okay, I'll take Kizaru. I'll put Dragon.
All right.
Yeah.
Top 10.
So that's my rough sketch.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, don't cancel me, y'all. Sorry. No.
All right, so that was a little longer. So
Okay.
we're gonna just jump straight into the chapter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one's a lot, okay? So be patient with me. We move into the next section of the chapter as Sanji regains consciousness in front of Bonnie and Lilith. Bonnie immediately calls out to him, warning that he's far too injured to move, but Sanji tells her he has no other choice. We then get a brief flashback showing Sanji moments after being kicked by Imu, lying helplessly on the ground before Saint Killingham. Killingham mocks him, laughing as he asks how Sanji is still alive after taking on attacks from Imu. He even comments that he never needed to finish Sanji off himself because surviving that attack alone is already unbelievable. As Killingham begins walking away, Sanji calls out, demanding to know where he's going. Killingham casually responds that he's returning to his mission, asking Sanji if he can't feel the overwhelming power radiating from him. He then leaps away, causing even more damage in the process, and leaves Sanji behind with a final, "So long, sucker!" But even after that, Sanji still refuses to give up on saving the children of Elbaf. Back in the present, Sanji uses Geppo to force himself back into action despite his injuries. Bonnie calls out to him one more time, but Sanji declares that he can't allow everyone's battles to be in vain. This is the land Luffy and Usopp have dreamed about for so long, and he refuses to let Elbaf fall. Then, in classic Sanji fashion, he also reminds everyone that it's the land of giant, beautiful women. The chapter then shifts to the Owl Library, where someone mentions there's a hidden tunnel around the back leading to a secret room. We see Saul carrying Robin as they discover Biblo alongside the missing books. Saul praises Biblo for protecting the books from the fire, while Biblo stares back at him expressionlessly. Robin tearfully thanks Biblo, admitting she truly believed the books had been lost forever. Saul says he's grateful as well, though he has to admit Biblo confuses him now more than ever. From there, we transition to the Sea Cloud port near the Western Village. A giant ship is hurled into place as someone shouts, "And here we go!" We then see St. Sommers speaking through a Denden Mushi, saying, "Hey, hello? This is Sommers speaking. Did I say Sommers? I meant Super Sommers. I found a ship to use. Bring the brats over here in 5 minutes. The scene cuts back to the pub in the Western Village where the giants stare toward the forest, comparing it to an active war zone because of the chaos being caused by Imu and Loki's battle. Inside the pub, Chopper is treating Gerd's injuries alongside the other giants. Chopper explains that the cuts on Gerd's fingers were incredibly clean, meaning they should successfully reattach, though it will still take months before she fully recovers. Gerd thanks Chopper and comments that, as the doctor of her crew, she should have been the one helping everyone else instead. Chopper reassures her there was nothing she could have done differently, and all of the giants begin thanking him for his medical expertise. Chopper humbly explains that this is only emergency treatment for now, but once everything settles down, he'll probably treat everyone. Roto can't believe Gerd actually lost her fingers and dramatically tells her that if he could, he would gladly give her all of his own fingers instead. Gerd coldly replies, "Don't." Roto whines about how harsh she is, but Gerd admits that seeing him save his brother earlier did make her think a little more highly of him. Roto becomes so overwhelmed by the compliment that he literally starts squirting blood in excitement, immediately causing Gerd to lose respect for him all over again. We then return to the Team Zoro at the port side of the Western Village. Goldberg is carrying Zoro, and Zoro thanks him, admitting Goldberg is moving much faster than he could on his own right now. Goldberg says it's no problem since he's one of the few new giant warrior pirates who isn't severely injured. He also thanks Zoro for helping Elbaf in its time of need. Zoro brushes it off, saying their captain is the type of person who believes a friend's country is my country. Goldberg responds that he can understand why Haruden respects Luffy so much. Zoro then reflects on the black flames they encountered earlier, specifically how they were transforming into bullets and bombs. He realizes Imu strengthened the Holy Knights even further after arriving in Elbaf. Zoro warns that if they don't stop them soon, the situation is only going to spiral further out of control. So, for the second part of the chapter, Jared, what are your thoughts?
Man, really proud of my boy Sanji here, man. Always love his shine. I think it's always good to see when you got, Zoro and Sanji in these conversations with the top tiers. Can they hang with these antagonists that are going to be big problems later on? And I know they tried to kind of show it that like Zoro and Sanji really stood no chance against Imu and all that, but the fact that they were still able to get up, keep going, still in the battle, was a relief to me. I was like, you know what? Hey, they're still in there. Those are my guys. They're not down for the count yet. So I was really happy for that. I mean, aside from that, I did notice that, of course, it did look like Zoro was a little bit more together than Sanji. Which, I mean, some people would say, well, that's the narrative. Zoro's got to be a little bit more leading the charge than Sanji. I don't know, kind of getting a little irritated with these God's Knights here, like I'm just getting irritated with them. Like, it's just I'm just, if I was Imu, I'd have probably killed most of them by now. I'd be like, yeah, y'all gotta go. It's the incompetence here. We can't get some kids on a ship. Like, it's just, I don't know here. But I guess that's their point, right? Their point is to be like, well, those who are most in servitude to corruption don't really, know what the heck they're doing. So it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I like that, everybody kind of still has their head on their shoulders. They recognize that they're not out the woods. But, nobody's still out for the count. Nobody's dead. Nobody, of course, it's One Piece. Nobody really passes away. Sorry. Now, I was a little annoyed about it was a clean cut, Gerd. We put your finger back together. I said, stop that. Cut it out. She can lose a finger. It's okay. It'll be all right. She can get a little damage. Okay. But, I say, whatever. Hey, man, I'm not. Oh, to do your thing. But yeah, besides that, it was a great part to see. I love to see my boys getting back to it. So, yeah, really all I got.
All right, Seb.
Yeah, I gotta say, I agree with Sundays 100%. Y'all know me, I'm the gore guy. Mm-hmm. Girl didn't need them fingers, man. We ain't need them back. She didn't need them fingers back. She didn't. I mean, yeah, she's a doctor. Whatever. I would prefer that Oda stuck through with that. But as far as Sanji and Killingham's conversation, Killingham, you're an idiot. You got Sanji incapacitated right now. Take him out. Like, this is that plot stuff that people talk about. Double tap, man. Oh, I don't even need to take you out. Bro.
Yeah.
This dude just had you tied up in sections of yourself. He's talking to you. He's not dead. Kill him. Why would you not kill him? You've got this new power. What are we talking about? I don't know. I thought that's that shonen anime villain trope stuff that bothers me sometimes. Like, it's probably my favorite character. Like, obviously I don't want to see him go, but I would have liked killing him to do something besides just kick him really hard with his feet while he jumps up. Like, put some, you know what I mean? Do something. I did like to see Sanji with the revigored focus. Obviously, he looks like, I just took an L, and now the kids are back in danger. He takes responsibility for that. He feels like it's his fault. And he jumps back into action. So I like that. I've always liked Sanji when he's fighting for something that's not pervy in motion.
Absolutely.
Although he does allude to it towards the end when he's flying away. So is what it is. The Biblo part, I didn't think we'd get an answer to the question of what happened with the books so quickly. I thought that would be like a whole secondary thing that ended up happening in the arc where we'd have to figure that out. I don't know if I'm happy or sad that we didn't get more of a plot point there, but good on the books still being around. But it did make me think even deeper into the Biblo because it has this little cliffhanger in this one little mini section. Who could he be? Who could she be? I don't know. Like, what relevance will they ultimately have? What figure in the Elbaf history are they like supposed to play? Have we already seen them? Is it potentially like, is this like this ancient giant? Like, I don't know. Like, my mind started going 1,000 places with who Biblo could be and why we landed on that cliffhanger there for them. Maybe it's something Robin will end up reading in one of these books. I don't know. But like Saul, I'm even more perplexed now too. Also, how do you do it? Did you just make them all really small? Like, I don't know. What how did you move how do you physically move all the books? I don't know. A couple weeks ago, I went off about Sommers and his perceived competence. And it's funny because now, and I guess I can go deeper into this a little bit later, he seems to have that newfound vigor again to be in command, where he's giving orders. And I'll dive deeper into that later, but it's just funny that like you need Daddy Imu to give you powers for you to feel like you're the man again. So I was with Jared. I'm just slow your roll. You call yourself Super Sommers like you a Super Saiyan, like chill out, bro. Like you're not that guy.
It made me think of Super Vegeta versus Imperfect Cell.
That's funny. But it's good to see we're progressing here. In terms of the Gerd thing, I already kind of went over that. Roto went full Sanji. Didn't need that. I did like to see that we have the fight still happening in the background. Like they're still actively fighting with the hockey blast or whatever is happening back there. That's pretty cool. I forgot this dude's name. Goldberg, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The way he talks is funny to me. I don't know. I thought it was funny. And Zoro, like, using him as a taxi is funny to me. Because, like, on one hand, like, obviously this section is wings or whatever, right? Sanji's flying up towards the action. And Zoro's just like, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you. He's just getting a taxi ride on a giant towards the mayhem. R.I.P. to Harden, man. He just out.
Yeah.
He's just laying done. Which makes sense. He got packed up pretty hard by Imu there. And shout out to Gerd. I know I wanted her fingers to be gone, but I like Gerd. She's cool.
Yeah,
So.
Gerd's cool.
I was curious about what Zoro was saying about like the bullet stuff, like with the steel bombs and stuff. Like, am I supposed to read deeper into that, or is that just like Zoro's perception of what went down? Like, what is Imu exactly doing? I guess is like that's the first time I really thought about it when Zoro's like, I'm holding a physical like piece of what happened here, and it's like a steel bomb. It's a steel bullet. It's a bullet. It's not. I'm like, okay. That's a little less insane than what I was thinking was happening in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what is that? What is really going down with Imu? He's still holding his shoulder. But he's clearly like focused, but he's still calm, which I like. Sanji was kind of rushing, like, you know, frantic. Zoro's still like thinking about what happened and processing it. I like that from Zoro. So I don't have much more from there, but yeah.
All right, Law?
Yeah, so I will say I did thought it was kind of funny and savage. This dude, while he takes off, Killingham, just like I couldn't tell if he like stomped up, like jumped on Sanji and then bounced off, or like the horses they kind of kick back and they do like that, like right before he leaves, like whatever. And I agree with Sebastian. I feel like one thing I will say, I feel like Garling would have took Sanji out. Like I feel like Garling was like, you know what, I'm not leaving you here alive. Like, I'm just going to take you out here. So, I will say that. I did also notice this black ring above Killingham and Sommers.
It's the Omen.
It's the Omen.
Yeah, the Omen. So, I wonder now, like, for example, because they're saying, like, he even, Killingham even says it right here. Like, can you see, I'm rippling with strength. Sommers is calling himself Super Sommers, right? Obviously, it's because of the Omen, right? Is it, like, a time period? That they're under this thing. It's like, all right, Imu put like in a way this cloak or above them, this cloud, because it's not the same size, but it's like the thing that Imu has, right? Except Imu's has eyes and theirs doesn't, But it's giving them strength where they feel super rippling with it, Like it looked like Sombers like that. He picked up a whole ship by himself and put it down. That's how he's feeling right now, right? So it's like this cloak thing. Is it timed wise? Is that part of the reason why they want to hurry up too? Because is Imu like? If they get rid of that thing, do they go back to their normal selves? Not completely normal, but like without the supercharge from Imu, do you get rid of that thing? Is it like, what's going on with that? So, but I did notice that that's part of their charge there. So it's going to be with them for now because that cloak is there. Right. I do want to say though, right, like showing out how Sanji's durability here, that he even says, I'm surprised you're even still alive from taking this attack from Imu, right? And then he even kicks him again or whatever, right? To me, like showing Sanji's durability that even this level. So now I want to add this real quick. I'm not trying to get into it. Real quick. Does this make you second guess the Sanji Marco? Because Marco is not going to match what Imu did at all to Sanji. And if this is not even taking Sanji out, right? Do you still believe Marco can beat Sanji because like he's not going to match Imu's power? But Sanji's still walking around here, like, like, I want to ask real quick. To me, I thought of that too, because, like, whatever about Sanji's
Let me think on that.
Yeah, go ahead. And I will say, right, I loved how, like you said,
man, even a drop of water over time could do some damage.
What kids say about the rock?
Yeah.
The mountain?
Maybe. We'll see.
It's all about what Sanji could do to Marco at this point.
I think he got stuff for Marco, but we don't got to get into it now.
Flame not going to work, man.
I'm not mentioning the flame, but anyway. Yes, and I love how Sanji's kicking into gear, like recognizing the situation here and taking the responsibility of like, all right, I in a way failed here, and I gotta jump into action because what's at stake now? Because they both, Zoro and Sanji both recognized protecting Elbaf, but Sanji even added more protecting the kids as well. Like so and then I thought the same thing too. How did Biblo do it? Because, like, to me, it's like, all right, we keep seeing his owl form. Now I'm thinking, is there another form he has? Because he's staying quiet. Because that little look when he says, I'm more kind of curious about you now. Bill kind of gives him a look like, hush up. Like,
hush up, little girl.
Yeah, hush up, little girl.
A lot of cats got that name.
A lot of people like books, man.
And also I thought of, like, did he, like, put it in a bag or whatever? But we'll see. I guess that's the whole mystery behind it, right? Why he carried her out. And then, the other thing I was going to bring out, also too, the reason I also bring it out again, the whole durability is that because Hadrudin is out cold, right? He is asleep. He's recovering. Makes sense. He's recovering. But remember, even though it's not as evident as Loki's, he's still someone that has ancient giant blood in him because he's a son of Harold, right? They say it's more so with it because the horns, right? Because I even went back to it. I went back to the chapter when they talked about it, right? They said that they view Hadrudin's blood as tarnished only because they have someone from the outside of Elbaf right here, right? And they said someone with more ancient giant blood, the horns are more relevant, whatever. Hadrudin doesn't have any horns, but that blood of Harold is still in him, right? What that means for his strength, don't fully know. But what I know is that
Lawrence, you were gunning Hadrudin and Stanson for needing each other's help to pick up the moose that they murked.
Yeah.
And now we giving okay. Listen, bro, whatever it takes, bro.
My mind went somewhere else. Do you think Hadrudin could grow the horns?
No.
Okay.
No,
like Hellboy.
Yeah.
I don't know much about giants. I don't think so. I think that's kind of a wrap for him, right? but I was thinking it's like, yeah, that's why I'm also challenging. But like, for example, as in, I guess strength and durability could be different. I was more talking about the durability of like the giant necessarily have a strength, because I already know I saw how Hadrouden get like one shot by Luffy. I'm not talking like, I'm talking about like whatever, Yeah. No, that wasn't Hadrouden. That was the other guy.
No, he got one shot.
He
by
did too?
Luffy.
Oh, so they both did. Okay. So then maybe I just take that all back, because if you all get your one shot by Luffy, then your durability doesn't really matter.
Base Luffy too.
And I will say, for Gerd's fingers getting chopped off, notice how they're pointing out the clean sweep from it, pointing more out to Imu's swift and skill and why I was able to attach it. Because usually when people say, oh, it was clean, like, good for you, it was so skillful, it was clean, so it's easy to put back on. It's like, remember that thing in Rurouni Kenshin where the guy cut that radish and then he just like put it back together because it was so clean, like showing the skill and the precision of the cut. Whereas like, Imu was that nice with the blade that you could literally cut it off and then just put it back on and then just wrap it.
Too nice. It's not helping him.
Yeah, exactly. You're too nice with it, right? So I that's what I thought. Like more, it was more like an up level for Imu's ability with the blades. That he could cut that clean through. Because also when we saw it happen that swiftly, like they didn't even see it, and it was just like Gerd didn't even notice her fingers got cut off until it was too late. So yeah, and I will point out, I thought it was very interesting that, like you said, Zoro's paying attention to like the bullets here, and he called them steel bullets. But also we saw Sommers' heart was steel. So we know it's like somehow Imu's either able to do almost anything with his omis, or is it just steel? Because he's able to give people strength with it, like Ackerman Sommers. But also, I wonder if this is part of the contract with it too, because he's able to shoot people and attack them, like we saw with Zoro and Hadrouden. But also, Sommers' heart was a complete steel heart. So it's like, this is where we're seeing the ability of his. He utilized, I'm not turning into steel, but also there were fire flames beforehand. So he's able to manipulate these flames and to kind of almost manipulate them how whatever he sees fit to do his bidding, so to speak. So it's very interesting how Imu's power works in that aspect, what he's able to do with it. And I think that's all I have for now.
All right. I want to show Sanji some love this week, man, and give the audience a different kind of discussion for once. Sanji deserves a lot of credit for being able to get back up after taking attacks from both Imu and killing him. I will add killing him's attack into it. Why not? Ever since Wano, his durability has been on another level, y'all. But now, it really feels like he matured into that power. The enhancements, the endurance, the recovery, Sebastian. Sanji has genuinely become a monster physically, while still keeping his humanity intact. Shout out to Sanji, brother. And despite everything going on, you know what? I'll just end it on that.
That's crazy.
I don't need Lawrence ruined it for y'all.
What?
Lawrence ruined it for y'all. There y'all go.
Thirsty, man.
Yeah.
There you go, Seb. Almost had it. Look at God intervened.
What?
God intervened.
I don't know why it was that loud.
See? Just goes into it.
That's crazy.
All right, I do have something pretty exciting for y'all. All right? You all think there's something off about this owl on Elbaf too, right? Because I genuinely think Biblo is far more important than Oda is letting on right now. And I may have figured out why. I believe Biblo was once a female giant from Elbaf who consumed a mythical Zoan devil fruit, awakened it, and eventually lost herself to the will of the animal, remaining behind as the external guardian of Elbaf's ancient texts since the Second World over 800 to 900 years ago. Now, give me some grace, hear me out. I think you'll like this. In Norse mythology, owls symbolize wisdom, mystery, and guidance. Biblo just so happens to be the guardian librarian of the Owl Library, protecting the books and knowledge of Elbaf, right? But there's more. Owls are also commonly associated with the Norse goddess Frigg. And interestingly enough, in the real world, librarians are overwhelmingly women. That could be Oda setting up a double meaning through Biblo's design and role. Owls are often portrayed as magical creatures in mythology, which makes me think Biblo may not have a regular devil fruit at all, but a mythical Zoan. So, what sparked this theory? When we first met Biblo, Saul explained that Biblo is the one who lords over the owl library. Saul even refers to Biblo as he, the pronoun, but immediately follows that up by saying Biblo has supposedly been around for centuries, at least from what he's heard, right? Hearsay. That's important. Why? Nobody on Elbaf actually seems to know what Biblo is. Nobody. All they know is that any book entering Biblo's territory grows into like an enormous size, which means even Biblo's identity based on assumptions and rumors is what it is. Some people will probably say, well, but Lilith already confirmed Biblo has the grow fruit. Not exactly. Lilith specifically says she suspects Biblo has the grow fruit because inorganic matter increases in size around him. In other words, even Lilith is theorizing. Nothing about Biblo's powers has been outright confirmed yet. And then Oda gives us something even stranger. When killing him sets the owl library on fire, and Lilith freezes the entire building to save the books, Saul and Robin discover Biblo through a hidden tunnel leading to a secret room, completely unharmed alongside with the books. Afterwards, Saul outright says, yo, Biblo's already mysterious, like beforehand. But now he's even more perplexed about Biblo. What's going on with this owl, bro? That moment feels intentional to me. Biblo surviving, untouched by the way, while instinctively protecting the ancient text tells me Biblo is tied directly to the deeper history of Elbaf and maybe the Void Century. So, if Biblo was once a woman, where did she come from? I think she was originally on Elbaf. She was an Elbaf giant woman who consumed the mythical Oogla no Mi, which is just basically owl in, I think, Scandinavian or whatever it's called. And remember, Zoan fruits are said to possess wills of their own, right? They choose where they want to be and who they want to find it. That would explain why Lilith said Biblo's powers were perfect for Elbaf. The fruit was always meant to remain here, yo. But then we get to the biggest question. Why doesn't Biblo just transform back? Why does she go back into the chick that she probably is? Well, Zoan fruits don't just give transformation powers like that. They enhance the user's physical traits and personality. Carnivorous Zoans especially make users more ferocious and animalistic. They take on those characteristics. They even grow in size to them, right? And that's where the normal Zoans come into play. Mythical Zoans are an entirely different level, dog. They're the rarest class because their supernatural abilities can completely transform or transcend normal limits. I think Biblo awakened her fruit and lost herself to it. Just like the Jailer Beast and Impel Down, who also do what? Take over their territory, right? The same way Biblo does. But instead of becoming a mindless, violent monster, Biblo becomes this full-on owl. Like, she takes on the owl persona. Like, it's not violent, it's not destructive, it's not any of those things. All right. Her awakened mythical Zoan may have massively extended her lifespan, which would explain why she's existed for centuries and why she never speaks. It would also explain her strange instincts, her ability to protect the books, and how she escaped danger so effortlessly through the hidden pathways of the library. I think Biblo is one of Oda's hidden Void Century mysteries, a living remnant from the Second World tasked with protecting Elbaf's forbidden knowledge the same way Zunisha and Emmett were entrusted with ancient responsibilities long ago. And check this out. And we know that Zunisha has lived for how long? 1,000 years. So, what if Zunisha were to pass away right now, and the collective desire of the world for Zunisha to live on is caused to reincarnate into a devil fruit? If someone then ate the Zunisha devil fruit, would it become a mythical Zoan? And if the user awakened it, could they gain expanded lifespan because that's how long Zunisha lived up to? It would increase a person's longevity. If so, that's the logic I'm using for Biblo with the Oogla Oogla mythical zone devil fruit.
No, that's interesting. I kind of like it. People in the chat are like, why does she have to be a girl? But I like the tie in with the
They just didn't listen when I said most librarians are women.
Yeah.
So what? My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So what were you saying? Would be the ability to shrink and grow books if not a devil fruit? Just
I don't know what a mythical owl does, bro.
copy.
Mm-hmm.
Copy. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You know what I'm
similar
saying?
to the yeah.
I didn't know mythical phoenixes could just give somebody else a flame and they could automatically heal. You know what I'm saying?
Once you
So
down
you
on the
say
mythical,
it would be a
right.
part of the mythical zone.
I think it's a part of what the owl can do.
I can go.
The reason why I do like it is because it would kind of highlight I don't want to say ancient, but like a different era's Robin. Like, this is who that Robin was. She was trying to study this stuff.
Oh, that goes
and,
hard too.
Yeah, and like this is just who what, and like she lost herself to the book, whatever. Like that's cool, but it's like it's like an ancient OG giant Robin. I think that's cool. It also made me think Death by Snoo Snoo, but that's a whole other thing. You know what I'm saying? But no, I kind of like it.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Because people have been probably trying to research these things for centuries. You know, like it's not just Robin and O'Hara that were trying to find information. Like, why couldn't there be a giant that was trying to do that? You know what I mean? So
I mean, you already have Saul kind of like going in that agenda.
Yeah. Well, I would say it would even make more sense. Well, I mean, kind of sort of that she was a woman because we know that most of the older Elbaf giants were just warriors, warrior race. They like to box. So we know a lot of the women weren't boxing. You know, that's why
they were giving out the box.
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to say shout out to all the male librarians out there.
Yeah, for all of you that exist.
Yeah, but I was just I'll say it would make sense. Like, oh yeah, well maybe she was just like, yeah, I'm not, you know, I guess in their culture the women aren't fighting as much, so yeah. With the mantle of librarian.
She could have been the ancient war god's wife. How about that?
Yeah. Listen, man, I think, you know, people in chat got to listen to the first part of what I said. Obviously, they were stated as he, but that was clear guesswork on, you know, Saul's part because he doesn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Do owls have, like, showcasing male genitalia that they just know?
I don't know. You want to search it up?
Just like
you want to see an owl's dick?
Swipe.
Wow.
All right.
I guess Biblo is like a masculine name, maybe.
It would have been Bibla.
Bibla.
Yeah.
Biblioteca.
It's unisex like Yamato.
Oh my god. Anyway.
All right. Listen, bro. For 4 years on this podcast, I have never been wrong twice in one episode.
Copy.
But today is the day y'all can enjoy it. All right? Y'all get to cook me. Not only was I most likely wrong about Nika not being a real person, but I was also wrong about Zoro's hockey being the deciding factor in his interaction with Imu. Now, to be clear, I still think Zoro was exuding monstrous hockey compared to everyone around him. But I was wrong on why he was attacked differently and why he didn't receive the same explosion the others did. Now, sure, I could make an argument that Imu chose to create bullets instead of an explosion, especially for Zoro because of his hockey and it being too strong for a normal blast to work effectively against him. But I'm not going to. I could, you know, I'm not going to. I won't do that today. Today, I'm going to let y'all bathe in y'all W while I drown in my tiny L. I try to give you guys new perspectives every single week, so eventually one of them is bound to miss. That's part of the fun of weekly One Piece discussions. But honestly, I'm glad Oda clarified this instead of leaving it vague and open-ended. Even if I was wrong, I still hope you guys can see at least the logic and consistency behind the conclusion that I came to.
It's very big of you, man. I will say, admitting you're wrong and being wrong are two different things.
I did both. I did both. I did both.
Oh, brother.
Let's do 3 super chats, and then I just need to hit this last part of the chapter, and then we'll read the rest of the super chats.
Okay, before we get into super chats, I want to say shout out to everybody who's been donating like the jewels and gifted things. They don't stick to show for the fan funding section, so I don't know how much they're sending or
that happens.
I've been getting a bunch today. I don't know who it is exactly, but thank you so much. And then we did get another 50 gifted memberships from Celestial Talking.
Oh my god.
Another one?
Yeah. So
Oh my God, Celestial, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
Don't
got
let us say thank
10
you.
from Red Eyes Design, our guy. Thank you so much to myself, because, like, bro, you've been helping me out a lot with what I've been trying to work on for the DDTs. But it says, Sundays, big bro. Love the content. Got me rolling with laughing emojis. My boy is a multiversal snitch, but we love it. Your boy John, I guess.
Oh, John. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, the whistleblower.
We blowing the whistle on all the verses.
Blow the whistle.
You know, absolutely.
Larry smells, don't say nothing. What? Hashtag solar flary. Hashtag throat piece. Hashtag Sundays be snitching. Hashtag topped on top. Thank you, man. Those John videos are hilarious.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate
so funny.
y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Another 5 from Anthony Herrera. Before we start, Sundays. Where does Blackbeard stop on last week's top gauntlet? Hashtag Blackbeard gang. Hashtag Spurs up.
You have to show him that.
Yeah.
Right? You have a picture of it? I could just tell you.
Yeah. Who
All right, so Blackbeard versus Big Mom round 1, Luffy round 2, Kaido round 3. I believe Shanks round 4, and then Prime Whitebeard round 5.
He gets full recovery after each round.
stops at Luffy in my opinion, but honestly, maybe Big Mom. Honestly, that's me though. Unless it's off screen. Unless it's off screen. But okay, I'll give him over Big Mom. I'll give him over Big Mom.
I mean,
but that's tough. I can't. I'm a Big Mom enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
I always vouch for Big Mom. I think she's always been underrated to this day. But I know it would make sense for Blackbeard to be able to beat Big Mom. I just, in my spirit, I can't, I don't necessarily agree with it, even though if it makes sense, I don't necessarily agree with it. I feel like Big Mom should be stronger. I am still in the camp that Luffy is stronger than Blackbeard. So.
I don't know, man. You said Blackbeard's name before you said Luffy's name in your top 10 earlier, man. What's up with that?
It was off the top.
Not in order.
But somebody came to mind first.
I was gonna throw Luffy in there, but I wanted to make sure that
I'll stop.
For the design, I encompassed what I felt like most people would.
What's happening is that Sebastian felt a self-reflection of disappointment because the entire community saw him place Blackbeard against arguably the strongest people in the game, and most of the votes went to Big Mom, and then it stopped at Big Mom.
Yeah, the majority of the votes ended up stopping.
I just
he had like one or two people that was like, no,
right.
he beats Prime Whitebeard.
If you want to say that
that was
Big Mom
that's absurd.
is more OP, who's more OP? I feel like the community will say, well, Blackbeard's more OP because he has 2 Devil Fruits and he has won these fights even before that, da-da-da-da-da. But I feel like Big Mom is just literally OP. Literally on paper.
Not figuratively.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, so that's
I am not sure if Blackbeard could take that attack that Big Mom did to page 1. I am not sure. I'm not confident if Blackbeard takes that.
Listen, bro. Yeah. Sebastian will tell you different.
Listen.
2 more, and then let's jump straight into the final part.
Another 5 from Justin Rivera. It says, is Jalen Brunson a top 3 Nick of all time? Yes. Also, who are your favorite 5 swordsmen in all of anime? Hashtag Nick's tape. Hashtag bring the broom.
How about we just do one each? I feel like that's easier.
Yeah. Bring the broom off the floor with the Sixers. Thank you.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go Guts. I think Guts deserves to be up there.
Of all time, not in One Piece, or is it
all time?
Oh, all time. Ooh, I'll go. Let me slip in. I guess I'll just go Afro Samurai. Oh my god,
Good one. That's a good one.
Because he hasn't been said yet, I'll just go Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin. It's got to be said. He's got to be on this list.
Sengoku Iori.
There we go.
I have no idea what that is.
Marv, do you have one to complete the 5?
Gameron.
Yeah.
Gene from Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
That's a great list.
Yeah, that's a great
That's a
list.
great
That's a
list.
good list.
Over Mugen, Marv?
Yeah.
Okay, copy you.
Mugen's just wild. He's not.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
This is cool. I like it.
He's cool, though,
He's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's a good list. Another 5 from Mikey D. Luffy. Sunday looked like he drove to the pod singing Starboy.
Hey man, nothing wrong with that.
All right, guys, we're going to get into the final part of the chapter because we have 1 hour and 10 left. After we're done, we're going to read every single super chat. Sorry. Okay? All right, there's a lot still, so please be patient with me. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. It helps out a ton. For the final section of the chapter, we head to the port in the Western Village. We suddenly hear, Sommers! I messed up! I summoned the wrong thing! Sommers immediately responds, Killingham! You didn't! A panicked Killingham confirms that he did. He admits he accidentally summoned the very thing he feared most because he got overzealous. Sommers calls him an idiot, frustrated that Killingham is about to terrify them. Still, Sommers asks if he's at least capable of controlling it. Killingham reassures him that he can since it's still only a sleep tid. Sommers reluctantly accepts the situation, saying what's done is done and orders Killingham to hurry up and stop wasting time. He then asks if Killingham has seen Gunko. Killingham says he passed by her earlier, but in his opinion, she's probably gone. Sommers reacts in shock before coldly dismissing it, saying that the Great Emu's body was never meant to withstand the outside world in the first place. But even beyond that, both the power they need and the power they must destroy are gathered here in Elbaf. Sommers warns Killingham not to disappoint the Great One and reminds him that they must live up to Emu's expectations. Killingham responds that of course they will. Back in the Western Village, heavy rain suddenly begins pouring from the sky. The giants are confused by the sudden downpour, questioning where it came from and what it could mean. Water even begins flooding indoors as they scramble to protect the wounded from getting soaked. Killingham then commands the sleep tid to capture the children. Moments later, an enormous hand made entirely of water engulfs the children. Their parents desperately scream out for them as they notice something monstrous moving. Killingham then explains, we were born in a place so high above the world that it sits beyond the rain clouds themselves. Water falling from the sky to us. That was always a mysterious terror. After the people of D and Nika, it was one of the most common boogeymen used to frighten us as children. They warned us that in the lower world, there exists a monster called the Rain God, one that dumps water upon your head. It appears to the rhythm of prayers for rain. Oh, it's Zaza! Freaky! We then finally see Zaza, a gigantic, monstrous woman made entirely of water, drowning the giants throughout the village. The giants cry out for help while desperately calling for their captured children. Killingham declares that the giants feared the rain god Zaza and orders the creature to take the children away while telling Sommers to prepare the ship. Sommers confirms that they're ready to sail at any moment. At that same time, Zoro notices Zaza's appearance within the village and immediately considers turning back. As he does, Sanji spots Zoro passing by him. Zoro shouts for Sanji to finish the job, and Sanji fires back, "Same to you!" The chapter ends there. So, starting with Sebastian, what were your thoughts on the chapter overall?
Okay, I mentioned earlier about Sommers' renewed seemingly leadership role now that he's like everybody's back to being strong again. I think it's funny, like Killingham is so nervous about even announcing this to him. He's like, "Oh my god, like I messed up." Like it's so funny. If you ever messed up, I'm like, I don't say your first day of work, but like your superior is there and you're telling them like how I messed up at the job, and they're like, "Yo, it's okay, like it's all right, it's gonna be fine." I think that's funny that they have this working relationship. In general, I'm not gonna lie. This is one of my least favorite types of dialogue in all of One Piece. And it happens a lot. It's one of my, I don't want to say it's a huge knock. I just don't like it. This information is being, what's the word I'm looking for?
Force fed?
Yeah, it's like exposition dialogue. Like there's no natural situation where like killing him is explaining this out loud. You know what I mean? Like obviously we need to know this, so here we have to get this. But like he could have thought this technically, or like he could have flashed back to a time where killing him was being taught about the Zaza demon or something. Him outright just saying this it's clunky. It doesn't work for me personally.
You know what it's like? Real quick, it's like, you know how they have the villains in shows?
Yeah.
They're monologuing.
Yeah, he just
the villains are monologuing,
exposition, bro. Like what? I did like them refocusing, saying, "Hey, like we need to lock in because like we can't disappoint the Great One. We can't disappoint Imu. Imu's here." And like a part of me thinks back to the fact that Saturn just got taken out. I'm sure killing him and Sommers know that.
Yeah.
They just highlighted, Gunko done. If we're not made to look useful to him, we're done. Know that. Understand that. Recognize that. We need to be great. So I'm expecting a little bit more from killing him and Sommers going forward. Hopefully they lock in and they can be this ultimate challenge for who seems to be their opponents, as the end of the chapter will tell us, Zoro and Sanji. I will say it made me think a bunch of things about who this Zaza rain god is supposed to be in the modern time. A lot of people are theorizing that it's Dragon, and I would like that. I think it would be a cool change, because like a lot of people have kind of leaned towards like a Wind Logia for Dragon or whatever. I feel like if he's gonna have a Devil Fruit, I think it should be one of these god fruits. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna give Dragon a Devil Fruit, it should be in this light where Luffy and maybe Blackbeard and Imu and Loki are kind of in at this current state. So that's where my mind goes. The fact that it seems to be a woman with 4 arms, I don't know. Some people were talking about Robin. Like, is Robin is this like the hidden, unlocked, awakened version of her fruit is actually this? I was like, I don't know how that would correlate to Rain, but we'll see.
I thought that was her leg. I was like, what kind of body is this?
I thought that was a halo of some sort behind her, or some sort of drapes. I don't know. The ability itself is funny, and the origin of it, or at least the origin of it for the Celestials, or how they view it, is also interesting to me. They live above the rain, therefore, like the rain clouds, therefore they're terrified of it actually happening. So it makes me think of the fact that the world has flooded once. Yeah. So it's like, did the rain god, like they talk about the rain god stormed and everything, right? The world's flooded before. The celestial dragons must have been absolutely terrified, but they're still living so high up above what that was down there. So I'm like, did they experience it firsthand? And then because of the result of the rain god go up? Or like, did they just see it below? Like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then my mind goes even deeper, where it's like what Sundays was talking about a little earlier. Was the world really just inhabited by all of these super mega powerful ancient weapon level just god people? Yeah. And then devil fruits spawned because people wanted to emulate their power for themselves. And I'm like, that's so interesting to me, because that changes the scope of One Piece to me. Like, you're now tying into this like Greek mythology type of lore, you know, where it's like, yo, these people just walk the earth. There was a rain god. There was a sun god. There was a forest god that just existed. And at some point, corruption took place. People got enslaved. They started praying to, like, all of that lore kind of blends itself together to tell us, yeah, they were probably just walking the earth. And people were actively just praying to these different figures that had supernatural powers. But the question then goes back into, well, how did they just have these powers? Are they innately just all-powerful beings? Are they from different planets? Do they come from different solar? Like, is the rain god coming from a different planet? And like they ended up inhabiting Earth. Like, we have the Lunarians, who seemingly are from the moon. Like, are these other gods just elemental beings that came from the sun, from Neptune, from Mars, from wherever? And I was just like, my mind was going 1,000 places when I was thinking about what the rain god could be and what the origin of these gods walking the earth could actually be. Because now it seems more canon than just, oh, I thought of this thing. And I wanted this. You know? So, I don't know. It's really interesting to me. I really, really, really did like that we got the setup where it's attacking the children again. I know that sounds messed up, but like we mentioned it before, this is like the worst day in Elbath history. Like all the things just keep happening. Like they thought the kids were good, they're not good again. They thought the kids were good, they're not good again. They thought the kids were good, they're not good for a third time. And now it's some ancient Zaza demon attacking them, which I thought was cool. I'm interested to see how they figure this out. Like, is Sanji gonna fight this Sleep Tid? Is Zoro gonna fight the Sleep Tid? Is there gonna be some other Vegapunk thing that has to happen for the Sleep Tid? Will Ratatasker end up helping out, freezing the... I don't know. I was curious to see where we go with there, but I do think we're highlighting the actual matchups here. I know a lot of people have leaned into the Sanji versus Sommers back in the day, Zoro versus Killingham. I've always leaned more into that, but recent chapters had them kind of in opposite routes. Maybe it's a 2v2. I don't know. They seem like they're going in opposite directions. I don't really know the map. I feel like I might need another widespread from Oda for that to really know where everybody's at exactly. But I'm excited. Obviously, Zoro and Sanji didn't look great versus Imu. They're going to be locked in. I think it's a much quicker transition here. But anytime the Straw Hats take an L and then they get back up to fight, like you see the real intense versions of them. And that's what I want to see from Zoro and Sanji going forward. And hopefully, again, I just highlighted Killingham and Sommers' need to lock in. Zoro and Sanji have their own personal reasons why they need to lock in. So, a couple locked in folks fighting each other should be interesting. But I'm excited. So, that's it for me.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Sebastian covered a lot, and his breakdown was pretty dope. Like similar thoughts that I had. A few things I want to expand on. One, I said it before. I think last when we actually had the chapter, and I was saying now I might have to take it back from what Killingham said. I was saying where I believe that Imu was trying to free Gunko and not take her out because why would you just get rid of someone you use because it's not like her fault. What he's saying here, it looks like Imu was just like I'm done with you and just took her out. I'm like, dang. I thought maybe you would just because what Loki said about the ice, that's what's needed to defrost the ice. But it looked like it went through the ice, but also to take out Gunko, which is crazy. You know, I wasn't expecting that. I expected her to be still in the game, but wow, it's showing even like you said before, they know that Saturn got taken out, and then seeing that Imu came and Gunko's taken out now dead. They probably thinking, all right, it was probably Imu who did it. Like, yo, we cannot disappoint Imu. Because it made me think of, too, like, when Imu first arrived, he says to Sommers, what are you doing?
What's taking so long?
Exactly. And Sommers like, like, he's like, all right. Then he goes, hey, just take it on me, get it done.
Even before that, he was complaining about what was taking so long when he possessed Gunko's body.
Exactly. So it shows, like, pretty much boss is here, and he don't play no games. Like, pretty much, firing means death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? And saying this one, and then also too, like it made me laugh at like the whole narrative what they're getting, because we got little bits of it beforehand with Cortisone mentioning about like I guess is the parents telling these stories about what was passed down, these boogeymen to them. You got the D clan, you got Nika, and now you got Zaza, right? It kind of reminded me of something else. I'll tell you later. Pretty much of like. It's like all the stories you heard back when we were younger are true, like like pretty much like these all things are true, and like now it's like that. Like all right, now you have Zaza coming in here. What it means, and I thought it was very interesting because when we would hear hints about it because we know in Skype arc, the Shandorian priestess was mentioning the sun god, the rain god, and he mentioned all the forest god. They mentioned all of them. We're like, okay, that's like part of their culture, whatever. Now we're saying, no, this is actually impactful for the world. Like the whole world views it because the Celestial Dragons are there. And then we got it. Now we see it in the mural, right? And I also was interesting reading about that. I couldn't really place whose side who was on. Because the forest god did this, the rain god like cried or whatever. Like I was like, who's on whose side? I was like, all right, we know sun god that's sneaking like this side. Are the other ones on the opposing side? I couldn't figure it out. But now what we're seeing here, the rain god's on I guess Nika's side because. They're the boogeyman. Well, at least maybe not the same side, but they're enemies of the Celestial Dragons because that's part of their boogeyman. You know, if Nika's supposed to be the sun god, the rain god, and then they're like, I guess they're allies, or they're just all enemies of the Celestial Dragons. So we're kind of mapping out these things, and it made me think of what you were saying before, right? And that actually made me think of what if this actually put Imu into a different light. right? If the whole world back then in the One Piece world, right, the first world or whatever you want to go, like even before then, whatever, right, was you had these people just walking the earth, right? And say like they were doing whatever. What if Imu wanted to revolt against them, these so-called godlike figures, because he thinks the way they're ruling or the way they're doing it is not helpful for mankind. He's like, there's disorder here. We need order. We need to stop them because what they're trying to do, and for all we know, they could have been enslaving some people. So Ian was just like, nah, I'm not right with this. Like some of it, obviously he does slaves too when needed, but he kind of wanted to gain power to overthrow these so-called like ancient beings or gods, right? So it made me, when you were saying that, it made me think of what if Emo, that was he was trying to do, and then he's calling people a traitor because you didn't side with me against these ancient beings, these ancient gods or whatever. You sided with them. You didn't side with me. You didn't side with, I guess, I don't know, if humanity, whatever you want to call it, whatever Emo and his group is. No, but it made me think of what if that was the war? Emo seeing these powerful things and then saying, no, we're going to break away from them and attack them.
So while I do absolutely love that, I think that it's might be more likely that we see a situation where Emu collects the people together to overthrow these ancient gods and then tries to snake the rat like his way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. It's like, I want the top.
I want to be top dog, and he like Joe Boy agrees to take the gods out, and then it's like, whoa. You just want to be them. You don't want to remove them.
You're trying to replace them. Yeah, you want to. Yeah.
And then it's beef. But I mean, I don't know. I love what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's.
I love how everybody echoing what I've been saying for a hot minute. I've been saying this for like good year plus now, bro. Emu might have not been in the wrong, dog.
Yeah. We'll see.
He in the wrong now.
yeah, most definitely.
He let it corrupt him at the minimum.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, would you rather be the slave or the person who owns the slave?
I'm an African American.
Heavy.
So I'm like, what am I doing?
That's heavy.
What's going on?
This is what I do to people?
It's heavy, man.
But yeah, so when Sebastian was saying that, it made me think of that, right? And then now, like, those people believe, again, like the thought, I was kind of with that sentiment too, of believing that it might be dragon, but also too wind. So it made me think of we saw when we kind of hinted dragon's ability was back on Lockdown, right? So to me, I don't think it's just wind. It might be some type of weather or storm ability, which would have both wind and rain. Because we saw clearly in the manga, it clearly said wind or whatever, you see a gust of wind. But then shortly after that, rain came. So that's why I'm thinking more of a storm-like ability than just wind. Or I guess an east wind could come or whatever could create a storm through wind, you know? But this is kind of focused on just rain. So it could be dragon. I thought the same thing. It's like, and I thought of like, Garp, both your sons get mythical ancient abilities. One is Nika and one is if it is true for dragon, one is the rain god. That's just crazy to me. Like, it's like your family was designed to oppose the authority that you're not protecting us as dragons, but you're working with them to some degree, you know, because we know like your stance on them. But it's mean like your sons are directly in opposition to that, and also to the point where like they got abilities to even support their fight against them. You know, if a dragon is that. To me, for the outline of the mapping out too. To me, it looked like Zoro's, I guess, was heading to Sommers, then heard about the village thing. It's like, should we go back? And then sees Sanji pulling up and sees Sanji heading that direction because for one's mapping out the way Sanji's beef with like Killingham happened. There's no way you have him fight Sommers after this. Sanji got to get his look back, whatever. So it's like he sees that. He's like, yo, handle that. Like, make sure you do it right. He's like, saying back to you. So I'm thinking we're actually gonna get Sommers versus Zoro and Killingham versus Sanji. I hope I said it right. I'll be reversing stuff. Right, so I think that's what we're going to get. And I believe it's going to be one-on-one. And then, and I think it's funny, like Sebastian also said, after you see the Straw Hat shoes, but it's funny, it's always with Zoro. Zoro will take an L. Because what he's doing to Sanji, he did the same thing to Luffy on Punk Hazard. When they both got taken out, then first, but it's funny because Zoro got taken out, but then later on found out that Luffy got taken out. He's like, yo, we're in the new world now, shape up. Like, don't let your guard down, right? And then Sanji goes, he's too hard on himself, right? He has no idea Sanji got taken out, but he knows he got taken out. He's like, yo, it's like, I got taken out, bro. So it had me dying when I saw that, It's like, yo, I took it out. You probably did too. We gotta lock in here, yo.
You can probably sense it. You gotta see the bruises on him.
Maybe, So I thought Zoro's the one that kind of to recognize after the L they took, yo, we can't let this happen again because if we do it again, we lost. But I thought it was funny that Zoro doing that here because that's a summer drag. Just like the thing before, I wanted to call out before. I'm just gonna say because I forgot. Zoro riding on using a giant to get him across Elbaf. We saw this at the beginning. They're doing the same thing with Roto because the place is so huge. It's like, I'm not running all this, man. This is a giant territory. Just get on a giant, let them walk it. They're used to this. This is a lot for our short legs, pretty much to get around all of Elbaf.
Work smarter, not harder, man.
Exactly, man. But yeah, that's all I have.
All right, Jack.
Yeah, man. A few things, man. Starting with killing him again, man. I tell you, if I was Imu, these boys gotta go because off rip, right? This whole Sommers, I was terrified. I accidentally summoned my worst fear. What are you so scared of? Y'all are just omened up. Y'all are back on track. You got Sanji laying face first in the ground. You probably peeped that he got up, but you are that nervous and pressed that you accidentally lost control of your dough fruit for a quick second and summoned something that you didn't necessarily mean to, but you were like, well, I summoned a dream demon, but I just off the gate, I'm nervous. I'm really pressed right now. And I'm like, if I'm Imu, I'm like, y'all are trash. Y'all gotta get up out of here because the little stuff like that would get me annoyed. That's a little small point. Also, y'all covered a lot of stuff. Again, when I saw the Zaza demon, I was like...
Shout out to Ace Baby, man.
Yeah, I just was like, okay. I was like, this is definitely alluding to, the more we start to get painted picture of these myths, these stories that are so heavily engraved in some culture, whether it's essentially a dragon culture, whether it's the giant freedom culture, at some point, they're re-referenced to be kind of true, at least their ability. So that's why even, originally came from, I'm like, there must have been a lot of ancient gods kind of just doing the thing. Now I will go to Law's point when he was talking about, wanted to go against the other gods and be like, what, this ain't it. I'm feeling like it's a very Hades reference here. How the gods of Olympus did Hades very dirty, especially for him being, Zeus's brother. They said, you're God of the underworld. This is what it is. I'm the king. You got to do what I say. And Hades is like, I kind of hate all of y'all. Why do I got to be God of the underworld? I was with y'all when it came to fighting Kronos. I was with y'all when it came to taking down the Titans. Why do I have to take the worst L in mythical history where I have to govern the dead and be by myself for eternity? And I'm excluded from all the other stuff the gods are doing. So I think that's kind of the reference I'm seeing here with Imu, that he's like, they got to give him the short end of the stick. They're like, yeah, you kind of got to go down south, brother. We don't really rock with you up here on top of the mountain. And he's like, what, F y'all. How about that? I'm finna get Joy Boy to, turn the tides on y'all or whatever. But I kind of see the reference there after Law mentioned that. Aside from that, I definitely think that, this is one, I'm like, how out of touch? I mean, we know how out of touch the Celestial Dragons are, but I'm like, how out of touch do y'all got to be afraid of rain? You know what I mean? Like, for that to be a traumatic, story. Oh my God, if it rains.
Well, the whole world did get flooded one time.
Right, and I understand that, but these guys, I mean, how old is Killingham in them? Maybe, barely. 100 years, maybe not even close.
I will say that the Killingham summoning it thing, I think Killingham was actively trying to summon things that he's scared of so that he could use it to fight. Yeah. He just summoned or thought of the thing he's most scared of that would impact, also make Sommers scared kind of a thing. Yeah. But that was what my thought process.
Yeah. I don't know if Wall said that, but I just was like, man, these guys, man, talk about the, hire whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever's supposed, whoever's been in the game the longest, I guess. I love the design of Zaza. It's giving me like a geisha type, Asian. I don't want to say Chinese because I don't know if that's necessarily correct. Mythical reference there. So I thought that was really dope. I think this will be interesting because I feel like we don't really get enough just battles in general with water as the main attack power. You know what I mean? It's always like reference, like, oh, well, we got seawater and the fishmen can do this. And there may have been a devil fruit or two that kind of, I don't even know if they were canon, but I remember some fillers with some water devil fruit kind of situations. But I feel like this is finally some type of actual water, main attack force that we're getting. And I've always kind of been wanting that. Because, when it comes to the whole debates and about the water and the devil fruits and what's going to happen, how's it affected, I've always just been waiting for O to be like, look, this is what happens when some top tiers deal with almost a water Logia in a sense. You know what I mean? Because that's where I feel like we never really got so far in One Piece. Aside from that, love to see my boy Zoro and Sanji getting ready to lock in. Man, these kids are going through it, man. I mean, there's just no breaks. But I'm also kind of like, I wonder how the Giants are going to really, I guess if you just get flooded, there ain't much you can really do here. But I know they're not as, it almost seems like Killing Him and Sommers are more afraid of what they created than the Giants. They're just more afraid of the kids being taken out, because in a few chapters ago, the water was saving everybody because everything was on fire. So I think it's interesting to see what'll happen next. But yeah, aside from that, man, Killing Him in Sommers, man, I tell you, not my favorite too. But yeah, excited to see what happens next. I ain't got too much on the end there. I like how we're getting back into the God conversation. I know some people don't like maybe the first world being mostly focused around that, but I am sensing like Imu is the Hades here. You know what I mean? That's mainly what I got from what Law said and what we all spoke about. Yeah, easy stuff.
All right. If you're still waiting for a reason to read or watch One Piece, this is exactly why you should. One Piece represents human nature and some of its purest forms. You have the celestial dragons, people who take pleasure in the suffering of others, indulge in horrific behavior, and sacrifice innocent lives just to satisfy their endless greed. Oda presents them as monsters, plain and simple. But then he adds layers to those monsters. These same celestial dragons are born so high above the world that they live above the rain clouds. So when they see rain falling from the sky, they start dodging, dog. They're like, yo, chill, bro. Right? It's just so foreign to them. They're even raised on boogeyman stories about a rain god that will punish them by pouring water on top of their heads if they misbehave. That's what makes Oda special. He knows how to put you directly in the psychology of every side. No matter how grotesque or evil someone may be, he still finds a way to show the humanity, fear, conditioning, and culture that shaped them. That happens a lot, right? And then he takes it even further. Saint Killingham tells us that before the Celestial Dragons were even afraid of the Rain God, they were taught to fear Nika and the people of the deep. Straight up. That instantly reminded me of Corazon speaking to Law when he was much younger. Corazon explained that, the Celestial Dragons, when the children misbehave, they're told stories that the D clan will just gobble them up, right? And the elderly among the Celestial Dragons would say, the D will always bring another storm. That line is incredible because the Celestial Dragons call themselves gods. Yet, they're the ones who are in fear of another godlike creature or existence. Meanwhile, the D-Clan are literally referred to as the enemies of God. So now I'm wondering, is Oda implying that the D-Clan themselves aren't just enemies of the Celestial Dragons, but enemies of anyone who tries to position themselves as gods? So shout out to Lawrence, because we were on the same page. Even the holders of God Devil Fruits? it's such an interesting dynamic because One Piece constantly questions what a god truly is.
Mm-hmm.
The people who claim divinity are often the cruelest, while the people branded as enemies of the gods are usually the ones fighting for freedom. So, you need to watch One Piece and you need to get into it. Hopefully this video, if it gets clipped or whatever, makes you want to watch it.
You the one doing the clipping?
Right.
If I might do it. All right. So this is the very interesting part of the chapter, and this is what I'm going to get into.
Mhm.
I don't mean to sound like a complete glazer, but One Piece is genuinely peak fiction. We were just introduced to the idea of the rain god Zaza. Now here's what's crazy about that. Over 400 years ago, in the Skypiea/Shandora flashback, Moose told us there were 4 gods worshipped in the One Piece world. The god of the sun, the god of the rain, the god of the earth, the god of the forest. That was all the way back in episode 187. We are nearly 1,000 episodes later, and Oda may finally be revealing this character or this certain belief that wasn't entirely false. It was just misunderstood by Moose and her people.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we know at least one of those gods exists through a devil fruit. Luffy literally possesses the Nika devil fruit, the sun god devil fruit. So if the sun god exists as a devil fruit, then naturally people are going to wonder if the rain god, forest god, and earth god are devil fruits too. I mean, that makes sense, right? Although, honestly, there's still a possibility they aren't entirely devil fruits either, which makes this even crazier. Now, if we start theorizing about who could possess this crazy god power of the rain god, this conversation could go in 100 different directions. A lot of the people believe Dragon is the rain god because of Loguetown. I mean, that's obvious, right? The moment Dragon appears to save Luffy, a storm erupts, rain pours down, and lightning just suddenly hits, and then he's right there. I mean, granted, I feel like that's easy picking to me. But I actually want to offer a different possibility. And this was from a past friend from the pod way back ago. They theorized that what if Vivi was actually connected to the rain god instead? Because when you think about Alabasta, the entire kingdom descended into civil war because of the lack of rain. And during their civil war, when Vivi screamed her hardest, it started to rain. And it seemed like she willpowered that rain to be. So, what exactly does it mean to have the power of the rain god? All right? If that's intentional foreshadowing, then Oda may have been setting up Vivi's connection to the rain centuries before introducing Zaza, right? Or whatever. And that's probably why Imu wants Vivi herself. Mm-hmm. Maybe. At this point, the forest god and earth god could genuinely belong to anybody. I mean, I have no idea, brother.
Yeah.
But I do want to focus on Zaza, especially for a second. Just for a second. I want to reassure everyone that what we're seeing right now is most likely Killingham's nightmare of the rain god. Mm-hmm. And we already know nightmares in One Piece don't perfectly recreate the original. Look at the sun god monsters created from the Elbaf children. It didn't look exactly like Luffy, right? It wasn't all white. There was some black in there, right? Mm-hmm. It even had like a beard. We don't know if that's what the actual Nika looks like. So I think Zaza works the same way. What we're seeing may be an interpretation or distorted memory of the rain god rather than the exact original appearance. But let's analyze Zaza at face value anyway. She appears to wear a unique straw hat-like headpiece. Her face is concealed, and she has 4 arms. Now, let's say these details are intentional. What if Zaza is actually connected to the fishmen? The 4 arms immediately stand out to me because fishmen often possess exaggerated or unusual physical traits. And we've repeatedly seen fishmen hide their defining features. Remember Jack? Concealed parts of himself with a mask. Dillinger hid his fins. Then you have Hachi, disguised himself while on Saboti. So the idea of the rain god with hidden fishman traits honestly isn't impossible at all. And if that somehow connects to the rain god, to Fishman Island, then things get insane. Because that could mean the previous rain god devil fruit user originated from Fishman Island itself, which would also mean the rain god and Poseidon may have existed during the same era. They were stacked. Potentially even side by side. And if that's true, then Joy Boy's deep connection to Fishman Island suddenly makes even more sense, bro. It makes more sense why he was so fixated on Fishman Island. Because imagine an alliance involving Joy Boy, Poseidon, and literally the rain god. Then you look at Elbath's mural, and it says, during the Second World, when the man killed the sun and became God, the sea god stormed. The sea god could just be another name for the rain god when Joy Boy was taken out, right? And then the rain god, raged. I'm here to tell you, I don't think the rain god is the sea god. I think the sea god was actually Poseidon. And Poseidon's connection to Joy Boy, she decided to rage. And through that rage, she probably rose the sea levels with the rain god and created the calm belt. All right. At that point, if Imu and the Ancient Alliance still won the war against them, then the power must have been absolutely terrifying. Also, the first figure in the mural was the Earth God. So that means most likely Imu might be the forest god.
Okay.
I'll keep going. Give me one more second. Another detail I can't stop thinking about is the water aspect itself. Like Jared said, Zaza truly controls rain or water directly. This could potentially be the first genuine water-based devil fruit we've ever seen in the series outside of associated with like ice, like the Chill, the Snow fruit. And then there's the wheel on Zaza's back. That symbol feels important because if the god fruits all share that wheel motif, then it could possibly imply that Imu also possesses one of the remaining god fruits, which I just mentioned. So it could be the earth fruit, or it could be the forest fruit. I'm leaning more towards the forest fruit right now. Overall, I just have to say it again. One Piece is one hell of a manga. The amount of long-term setup, mythology, symbolism, and layered world building Oda continues to pull together after all these years is honestly incredible, bro. And I love this freaking series, man. This is one of the... At first, this chapter was like a 6. And then it just turned up to an immediate 10 after Zaza came into the picture. And then Killing Him had his little talk about... I was just like, bruh, it's good to be a One Piece fan right now, dog. We haven't had a chapter like this in a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
I think the funniest part about the Killing Him fear thing is that we've theorized, and the community has theorized, that he's a fishman. And so, you would be good.
And I was thinking that too.
You're trying to be down so hard.
And I was thinking that too, because I'm like, you're afraid of the water god, and you might be a fisherman. I'm like, get this guy out of here. No, I'm just kidding. I was going to mention real quick though, as y'all were referencing Imu and a lot of the god references, just like he said last chapter, he's like, what's the difference between a god and a devil? You know what I mean? And I felt like that was more evident now as we're starting to really see more gods. And you're really kind of like, what is the difference here? Who like, maybe we're just calling them gods because they're calling them gods, but it's like Imu's letting them know, like, what's the difference?
Here's the other piece, too, because I don't know where the nomenclature gets, created, right? But Larry and Lawrence both highlighted that these gods, as referenced in Skypiea, were seemingly taking, I think you even did as well, taking human sacrifices. They were about to sacrifice Moose to this god. Is it possible that somebody was like, yo, I don't like this, and they wished or dreamed up, or a group of people dreamed up a devil to overthrow them. And that fruit came to be whatever Imu currently has. Of
course.
You know what I mean? So
I've
it's
said
like,
this too.
Yeah, it's like...
I said this a while ago, bro.
I don't be remembering.
All these devil fruits with god powers, right? See what's going on here, They're not god fruits, right? So, interesting. It's interesting. Definitely.
Yeah, man. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much done, but it led me. It's so funny too, because I was listening to Lauren speak, and I was like, "Damn, dude, it would have seemed like we spoke before this." The way he was talking, I was like, "Man, listen, it's gonna get real crazy though soon." I feel like we're about to jump into something like more than I ever thought I could ever enjoy in a manga. I was thinking to myself too when I was at home and I finished like the reaction and I did it live and stuff like that. And I was sitting back to myself and I sat in the chair before editing and I looked at it and I looked at the Zaza picture. And I said, there's so many manga that end at 500 chapters or like 600. And like, you know what I'm saying? They have their highest of highs and lowest of lows all in 600. But One Piece, you're always going to base their lowest of lows on those mangas' highest of highs. Because this is so consistently good throughout all of these years. It keeps you super interested, and Oda never stops giving. It's like when you thought you understood what was happening, he just opened up a whole nother realm of you to understand more. And it turns out to be even more fascinating than you already thought it was. So now you're sitting here thinking to yourself, there's no way this ends in 3 years. There's no way this ends in 5 years. The amount of things that can be told throughout the second world itself and the first world and the mysteries we have now that haven't been discussed. I can literally be like, yo, we could spend probably like half a chapter in Imu's basement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much content still that it's almost impossible to say that anything else right now, unless there's a different message they're trying to give you and giving it to you in a story that makes you feel differently, that it could compare. But to me, like right now, dog, like, I'm sorry. I know we have a podcast about One Piece, like technically, and we do all anime and stuff like that now, but I can't, I don't remember anything being as good as this manga, anime, anything wise, bro. And I have favorite, like diehard animes that I love to death. But this is just, and it's like easy work for him.
It's all in the writing, bro.
Yep.
Like, dude is cooking, bro. I literally think like it, like he's like a very special human being. Like, he has to be. Like, imagine accumulating all of this knowledge and then importing it into your own story and then weaving your own webs to create something so beautiful that it not only connects with you, but you understand it. And then you seek more.
Well, you know, I kind of always
Like,
felt
like I would say the Bible is closest, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does that. Like, the Bible does that.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Oda is reaching into a bag that most people, like 1% of people can't do.
I've always said that I feel like
Crazy.
Oda is no longer writing the story. He's just in there.
Yo, he just in there, bro.
Self-inserted.
It's become so much a part of his psyche that it's not a creative direction anymore. It is literally like he's experiencing his own story.
Like he wakes up and he has
wakes
night
up
terrors of the sun, the rain
Well,
god.
I mean, it's just like you just got to think about it. It's almost kind of like how you're in a dream. You know, you don't necessarily create the dream intentionally. You experience it.
Yeah, you navigate through.
And it's just like, I feel like at this point, the reason it cooks so well is because he has built, it's almost like Westworld, right? He has built this world that operates now almost like self-sufficiently, and he's just in there roaming and documenting what he sees. That's what I be telling folks
It's
about.
scary. And I do have a little fear, though. I think because it's so great and we're so invested now that I've already experienced the Berserk mangaka passing away. Like, Miura passed away. And I think he passed away so prematurely because Berserk genuinely is a fantastic manga. It is so well drawn, so detailed, and there's a lot of mystery. And I'm never going to know the true ending of it. So I sort of, in the way, pray that we all have the ability to have Oda finish this out and we get to see the ending. Especially if it's to last even longer. I just really hope he keeps up with his health, bro. Yeah. Because this would be so sad to get something so great and then not have it finished off in a proper way.
I have faith. I have faith.
I have to have faith too.
I have faith that.
But I'm like, damn, bro.
His purpose is this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, yeah, guys, that was the chapter. We're gonna read the super chats. And if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video.
All right. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. We got 2 from K Fouled out of here. I don't know what that says.
K Fouled.
Okay. Marv probably have a Vonkov in his top 10.
Yep, you know it.
That's
Another
so funny.
10 from Brian Realshi. Last stream, I asked Rocks Pirates in their prime versus the 5 Admirals and the 5 Elders. You guys said mid to high Rocks Pirates. If you add all the Gods Knights, does it change? No Imu, hope you guys are well. I don't think it changes. Nothing the Gods Knights have done so far.
He said the 5 of Gods. What happened?
The 5 Elders and all 5 Admirals versus the Rocks Pirates all in their prime.
So, but are we saying that Roger would be in his prime, but just
the Rocks Pirates, no Roger.
Rock. Oh yeah. Rocks Pirates.
So
what are we saying? Whitebeard is in his prime.
He's in his prime. Like they've all. Kaido got to Kaido's level. Big Mom got to the
yeah.
It's easy diff.
Yeah, I would say the Rocks.
Yeah, I don't think the Gods Knights are adding much because if your Emu's not there, he's not bumping them. He's not buffing them with like Omen or whatever. Another 2 from Mrs. Z-Pack, but no super chat attached. Next time, let us know your thoughts. Another 3 months at Warlord status from Benji1K. What's up, y'all? Glad to be back and excited for this week's reaction. This chapter was crazy, and I need to hear what crazy narratives y'all pushed today. We're really more theory crafting today.
Yeah, we were theory crafting. We ain't pushing no narratives.
Another 10 gifted memberships from Project Iceman.
Oh, thank you.
For the knock my fist up. We got another 10 from St. Louis. It says, was listening to episode 227 earlier at work, and at the 37 and 32 seconds mark, Law was wondering what Emu's ability could be. Seb goes, like the devil's fruit, and y'all start cracking up at how dumb that would be. I feel like I remember that. I gotta go back and check it. That's funny. I might have to screenshot that. Another 10 from Alan Wells. Serious question for Sanji fans. If he and Zoro are already equal, and Advanced Conquerors Haki is a huge buff, wouldn't that mean Sanji is going to be far above Zoro once he unlocks Advanced Conquerors Haki? There's no way you believe that. Well, as a Sanji fan, I don't think Sanji and Zoro are equal. I think that's where the chasm exists. The level of gap is what the debate tends to be, but I do think there's a gap. I think Sanji is just weaker than Zoro. Right? At least I do.
Yeah.
Another 10 from the Morningstar. But yeah, to your point, that wouldn't make sense. Anyway, to the 10, another 10 from Morningstar. OP, the only manga you can see the big bad of the series, an ancient entity with evil power, get info into serious beef with a lightning hammer squirrel, and it all makes sense. Like, that's why I love One Piece. Yeah, man. Another 5 from Andrew C. Is it Zoro and Sanji upscale that the Holy Knights had to get buffed in order to be strong enough to fight them, or are the Holy Knights just whack?
Holy Knights just whack.
A little bit of both, I'll say.
Yeah.
Holy Knights are still like third commander level to me.
Yeah, I mean, but they're just it's the hubris.
You remember when Rob was like, nah, yo.
Holy Knights top 1.
Yeah. And I told him. And he said that about the Gorosei too. And I said, we need to cut that
I'll give it to at least one of them Gorosei was whipping out hockey stuff. Like they were doing that themselves.
Yeah, but it's because they learned quickly that this hubris, celestial dragon mentality only going so far in terms of battle. You know? And that's kind of why Garland is like, you know what I'm saying? You getting packed up out here, bro.
Chill on my guy, man. He was young, man. He's a youngin'. Another 5 from N Beaks. What would need to happen in Elbaf for it to become a top 3 arc in One Piece? Also, what would it take for Final War to surpass Marineford? Deaths.
Usopp doing something.
I think it's already kind of like a top 3 in my opinion. I think as soon as we got really the Miro, I was like, oof. I said, was somebody cooked here?
I will say the beginning of Elbaf was absolutely awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
That was a little
I'm rewatching the anime now, and I'm like, bro, this is terrible.
It's anime.
Are you counting the cutaways? Like, are we just focusing right on Elbaf? Like,
no,
stuff that's happening in Elbaf?
No. So the beginning of Elbaf starts with basically, them leaving Egghead, which was cool. Okay. But when they're showing like Shanks versus Barto and stuff like that, heat. That was heat. Yeah. That entire chapter was heat. Everything else after that, like the Legoland and going into that was That was so
I don't
boring.
think we
a little
lingered
slow.
too long. Yeah, I get you. It was whack.
Yeah,
It was a little
whack.
slow. It was a little
Yeah,
slow.
it was terrible.
Another 13 months at Nakama status from Henry Karma. It says, best pod. Hashtag
thank you.
age only matters when you're a minor. What?
All right, I said that yesterday.
What?
Yeah, because
What's
they were like,
happening right now?
yo, Larry, mad unk, and I was like, yeah, age only matters when it's a minor.
Okay. All right.
Is that not true? Like, am I not saying what's facts?
Another 14 months at Nakama status from Nando Universal.
What am I saying wrong?
Lido CG looking different today. Hashtag Zopac. Another 2 from Big Meatball. What's the strongest character you'd talk smack to? I'll pass it to Sundays.
Oh, in One Piece or just in general?
Stick with One Piece for now.
In general?
The strongest character I talk smack to in One Piece. I mean, it's rough, but I mean, it sounds kind of crazy because I think people disagree. Probably Usopp.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not mad at the Usopp.
I feel like he just needs a little more smack me and talk to him. But that's my opinion.
My issue with the Usopp pick is that if you body Usopp,
He can pack me up for sure. I'm not saying.
but even if you do fight him and you win, now it's like, all right, it's Zoro, Sanji, Luffy. Right, like now you're dealing with the heavier hitters in that space.
I'll be a little more clever. I'll be like, hey, your man see me. I'll stay over there. You a warrior, right? You got honor. Let him handle it. You know.
Larry Lawrence? I don't really have one. It's coming to mind.
Kaido.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Emu.
Really insane.
Yeah.
I respect it, but y'all crazy.
I'll just do it. Just be like, call yourself a ruler. You hide it in the dark. Kind of ruler, just to talk.
Very Usopp of you.
No, like you're hiding behind the shadows, but you're king. You know.
My name, come on.
Another 10 from TK Tite. Larry Law survived Thunder Bagua from Kaido and went on to continue fighting Big Mom, and you don't think he could survive that slash Mihawk through at Vista. So do you think Mihawk is stronger than Kaido?
You got to remember, he ended up hitting Zoro first, and then he hit Law. Have you ever tried to hit somebody with a bat and then tried to hit the person right after them? Your momentum gets slowed down.
Mm.
I'm wrong with physics, then you let me know. But that's how I always viewed when Law got hit.
All right. Another 5 from Pastor C. Killingham and Sommers pull up to Whole Cake. Are the Big Mom Pirates handling it? No Big Mom.
Who?
Killingham and Sommers pull up to Whole Cake, but there's no Big Mom.
I guess you got to define handling it. What does that
Are
mean?
they surviving? Did they win? Did they defeat
Well, I
their
guess they
setback?
can't really die though, right?
Cat would have to.
I would
guess
say
so.
no.
Yeah.
I could imagine Brule trapping a lot of those sleep tits in the mirror world.
Yeah.
And also, their devil fruits on Big Mom's part is insane. There's extreme utilization over there.
Yeah.
And they have a good leader in Cat.
Yeah, he's observation hockey. He's gonna tell them all what they're doing.
Low key, Pedro Sparrow could probably just throw candy on all the sleep tits and they would be stuck.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of utility.
Yeah, there's
a lot.
tons.
There's a lot of utility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think the guy that could bobbins, he goes, blah, 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 blah. Do you think he can like hypnotize a Holy Knight, low key?
Why not?
With his head.
Right, because they don't have hockey like that,
I was
right?
like, why not?
Yo, I'm telling you, bro.
I feel like they need Gunko. They need a third.
Yeah, Gunko.
They
No,
need
they-
like an extra
but they
person.
still not even with Gunko.
Well, she can't get
Gunko's
possessed.
about action.
No, she can't get possessed.
She's about
though.
action,
If
bro.
she
She
gets
can't get
possessed,
possessed, but-
if she gets possessed, then it's over.
She was to the
she
root
was
of the
arrow
question.
moving people and stuff. She was
Yeah, but to the root of
Kids?
the question, I think, I still think
You mean kids?
they either
I ain't
run
seen
away.
nobody else get arrowed.
Yeah, they either run away.
Gabon?
or
Oh, you
they're
mean
just- they're just
Gabon because he
captured.
couldn't do
she
nothing?
moved. She moved Jinbei and Brooke. She moved them. No.
Yeah,
For
but
a second?
Yeah, but it's either they run
Jinbei
away or they get captured.
Another 3 from NL's lobby. Kizaru having Conqueror's hockey, yes or no, and why? No.
No.
He hasn't displayed anything that would say that. And I love
No.
Kizaru, but nah, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Xavier O'Dilly. What's up, guys? Thanks again for your hard work on the streams. Thank you.
Thanks.
If Chopper gets the full story, who should he interview first? Biblo, Ragnar, or Zunisha?
Tanisha. Oh wait, I'll tell you about it.
Zunisha's a good one. This is a good question.
This is a really good question.
I would say Ragnar.
I'm thinking.
I would say right
Yeah.
now. I thought about it just because I feel like Tanisha just has such like mystery about the traveling all over the One Piece world because he's been who knows where. But I think Ragnar would have a little bit more.
Assuming
information.
Biblo has read all the books that have
That'd
ever
be
been in his
crazy.
library,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Biblo because there might be some like he might just have all of the story.
No, you're right.
I
But
love Biblo.
I'm also giving a little personality factor to Biblo. Seems like she don't want to talk to nobody. He don't want to talk to nobody. Like
That's true.
every time they pull up to the library, Biblo's like,
Just looking at you.
"Why are y'all here again? Get out of my life." Like librarians seem a little more introverted. Like, you know.
Another 5 from Vince Mochino. What if Robin uncovers the hidden truth about Nika and betrays Luffy because of it? That's crazy. There's nothing that Luffy can do that would make Robin betray.
Yeah. I don't see that.
It's just
Yeah.
it would
Yeah,
spin it. That would be the worst writing decision.
Yeah, like,
Oda has ever gotten.
unless it was like just not like Luffy like at all, which I don't see happening. You know?
And Robin's for her to be like, oh, Luffy is Nika. Like that's just not like she wouldn't care
Yeah,
that
she wouldn't.
Nika
Yeah,
did something.
Yeah.
Another 10 from Red Max. He would not be on the poneglyphs made being the beginning of 20 kingdoms. Imu on the throne after all that stuff happened. The reason why we think he knows it's because it's reader bias. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. I wouldn't call it reader bias per se, but I just don't think he should know or be expected to
I
know.
guess a part of it was because, like, I know Ivankov doesn't know the ancient history, but he knew of Emu's name. Like,
Right.
where that information is out there, apparently. That how does Vegapunk of all people know it? I mean, Vegapunk. Ivankov of all people know it.
And the poneglyphs had to be made during a specific point to where things were literally looking like, oh, we're going to lose for sure.
Another 2 from I'm Dre. It says, doesn't it say Blackbeard takes 2 times the damage with the Yarn?
No, he takes 2 times the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The damage part gets inaccurate because people power scale.
Another 20 from the FedEx guy. Imu could be the only entity left from the first world, claimed king of the world, and rebuilt the second world under a different name, which could be why Imu's name isn't mentioned in the poneglyphs or Ohara. Vegapunk wouldn't know. Could be. I do believe there is a mass information shifting that Imu's at least accomplished on some level. Like, there's a whole other language that people are talking in or writing in, or you know.
Well, Imu didn't want the poneglyphs going out.
Yeah. That was
So that would go against basically him rebuilding the second world under a different name.
Yeah.
And even if so, they would have mentioned like, oh, this figure on top of the throne. Or
Something.
yeah.
Another 5 from TK. Loki isn't even 100% right now. He got hit by Zoro and Shamrock unless you give. Oh yeah, he did. That Zoro kick, man. All right. Anyway,
Zoro kick Loki.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
beginning.
That's not why he
that
hurt.
don't count. I feel.
Not factoring Gunko is crazy. Zoro, come on, bro. Anyway, unless you're giving him healing factors and he clashing with Imu without hybrid, #Loki versus Blackbeard Seb.
He's extremely durable.
Yeah, he's a durable guy.
He's extremely
He's an ancient
durable.
giant.
Yeah.
Loki versus Blackbeard? I'll go Loki for now.
And also, you got to give credit to like the fast recovery of Zoan abilities, especially with mythical.
I know we ain't got time. You said Loki for now?
For now.
Loki's only going to get stronger.
Blackbeard probably is stronger,
You know
no?
what? Just let him do it, bro. It's all right. We ain't got time.
Blackbeard, dog. Another
That's
10
crazy, though.
from Polarized. Did Kid break Big Mom's arm plus ribs with just the metal scrap weight plus his strength, or does he infuse his hockey into constructions he makes? And if so, why would normal clear hockey damage Big Mom? It was in conjunction with what Law had already did to the internal damage of her body, which made her limbs more
Kid
susceptible.
didn't break anything. It was all Law.
Well, so in the chapter, Law hits the arm with the scalpel, whatever attack it is.
No. Law does Shock Willie on the arm, and then
Yeah.
Kid comes after
And
with the
slams
bowl
into the
as
yeah.
she tries to block it, and then her arm breaks. So it's like a combination
Yeah.
attack,
I
basically.
got you.
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't. Neither would be able to accomplish that without the other. Is how I read it.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Another 5 from as far as whether the kid is coding hockey. He's probably coding hockey on the stuff.
Yeah, but it's like clear hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, you hope.
Hey,
That's
no,
like,
I
you
hope so.
Yeah.
Another 5 from TKT. Do y'all think Rattatas can awaken? And if so, how strong would you put end of series Loki if him and Rattatas awaken and Loki is strong without an awakening? I love it.
I just hate that word, end of series character.
You never know. We got
It's like,
gods
what
popping
are we
up.
talking
He's still
about?
strong, but like he needs the hockey behind it too.
Word.
Like he needs advanced Conquerors hockey.
Yeah.
He got it. Another 5. Where would I scale? I don't know, man.
What was the original question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, where we rank them?
End of
Well, the
series.
original question is: do we think Ratatasker can awaken? Like, can a weapon devil fruit be awakened?
I have no idea. I have no idea, bro.
We don't even know if Paramecia. Well, I guess I'm Paramecia.
I think if the wielder can
Or
possibly
zones. I mean, we
awaken
don't
it,
even know if zones can awaken, do we?
like, and that's a maybe. We haven't seen it happen once.
Well, Luffy's his own. He's awakened. Technically.
Okay, yeah. I guess Logia then. I guess we don't.
Another 5 from Chris Cook Live. I think in the final battle, Luffy will give his crew the white cloud buff to fight the Omen buff.
I don't like that.
Bonnie turning Nico was foreshadowing, in my opinion. I know Larry's talked about this before as a thing that could happen. I never.
Luffy given the.
It's like Halos versus Omens.
Chakra cloaks.
That's what I said.
Man.
It'd be Naruto with chakra cloaks.
Chakra cloaks? Nah, I don't see it.
I would only slightly take it if it was like for Usopp. He's the one gonna need it.
That was crazy.
Sounded wild.
I'll be more mad. I'm like, this is what it takes or something.
This is how you get strong.
Golly.
Another 2 from Pastor C. Who you got? Loki versus God Valley Big Mom. I got Loki.
Yeah, Loki.
Another 5 from Dwayne Mulanda. It says, I think they're gods, and that's why the mythical fruits awakened powers are OP. I think they have the will of them in the fruits. My theory. LOL.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we all.
Another 10 from Kieran Wilson. Love the streams. Been watching for 2 years. Gets me through work. And keeps me updated. Appreciate all of y'all. # Larry Gang. # best takes.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Another Nakama joined the
Thank
ship.
you
And
for
Kieran.
sticking with us for 2
he
years.
became a Nakama just now.
Jeez.
Nice.
Another 5
Our
from
homie, for real.
Jordan Duhart. Do y'all think the fear of the rain god was originally a myth from the Lunarians because it would put out their flames? They were the first people on top of the red line,
Nah,
right?
I don't think so.
If rain put
That would be
out
so
your
funny,
face,
bro.
it's like, just don't go outside, man. Like, that's
What are they, Charmanders?
Did it not rain at all on one?
No. It was only the water that Jinbei threw from
Not while we were there.
Rizos.
Anyway.
I mean, obviously,
I will
obviously
say,
it didn't rain during King's fight.
the way the One Piece world works in general, it could just never rain somewhere. And 2, like, there were regions in Wano that like were snowing all the time. Was like desert area. So it's very possible like King just never went over there. I don't think the rain is a problem.
Yeah, I mean that would be rough. That would be a rough
That'd be
weakness,
crazy.
buddy. Like,
Yeah. Another 17 months at Nakama status from Young Lewis Get Money. It says, love you guys. 17 months well spent.
Oh,
With
thank
a
you,
salute.
brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you too, man.
Another 5 from CSSNSSN. I hope I read that right. Zoro had 2 doctors with him. Sanji did it. The attack Sanji took definitely had Conqueror's Haki. Zoro's must have had Conqueror's Haki.
I guess I think I saw
Zoro
something like that
downplay.
too. Like, yeah, that Zoro had some medical attention.
Yeah, Misery Avenue. Did you read that one for 23 months?
Oh, I missed it.
It says my Jordan month. Love y'all, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Another 5 from TKT. Holy Knights is frauds. That could have used the old trick of asking the kids, did they want some candy? It's in my ship. Always works. What do you mean it always works?
What are you doing?
What do you mean by
What do
that?
you mean by that?
Oh, that was different.
# jokes. # all love to y'all. Appreciate you, TK. Another 23 months in Nakama status from Hunch D Hose. Could Biblo be
Oh
the
my
burn
God.
scarsman?
Biblo. I
Could
mean,
be.
I said
Could be what
hunching,
we
bro.
Could be.
You've been around too long, bro.
The man Mark Ruffling.
Stop with this nonsense,
It could
bro.
be, man.
Stop, bro.
It could be.
Tired of this.
Another 10 from Wade the Asian. Hope y'all boys are doing well. Can't
Thank
wait
you.
to listen after this 12-hour shift. Y'all
Oh
been
my
working
God.
crazy long.
Yeah.
# Sundays looking fresh. # Larry looking clean. # I like shirt Seb. # go Knicks. # I love the L chain and Hurley hat. Hey, appreciate
thank you.
the fashion shout outs.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Wade.
Appreciate it.
Another 5 from Brandon Green. Yo, Biblo can shrink books. He did it for Robin earlier, so moving them should not be a big deal if they can shrink books even smaller.
How did he carry it?
That was my question.
How did she carry
That was
it?
my
All right,
question.
we're in she game now.
Well, if they
the
got
main
really small, you could really small.
He just flapped his wings.
I think it's definitely a note to the specific, like you said, the owl, devil fruit, referencing to the librarian. I think if anything, it's like a control of knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm in the like almost like the library is like a domain expansion a little bit. You know? Just kind of like I have the control of the books here. So I think that would be something that makes sense.
All right, another 15 months at Yonko status, our highest tier of membership. from King Nika D. Coda. It says, much love to Top Nakama and Mr. All Sundays.
Sure.
Thanks for blessing so many Mondays and hopefully many more to come. Hashtag jacket around the world. I forgot to say Anime Sundays on a Monday, bro. I always say that when you come through. Number 2 from Dior Paid. Biblo has to be a book that ate a mythical zone.
Oh my God.
Ate the owl mythical.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Another 14 Canadian from Figureland Shampoo. I have a question for y'all. If 2 persons with the same level of hockey, one is given a supreme great sword with swordsmanship, the other is given an awakened mythical zone, who will win? Hashtag topped. Hashtag when is Usopp dying?
Wow.
It depends on what the mythical Zoan
yeah,
can
I would
do
say-
power-wise. Because I would assume the sword could just take control over the fight. It's at that point, it's like a sword versus a fist fight. But it depends on what that zone can do, doggy.
Yeah, mythical zone is. I would say 7 out of 10. I'm going mythical zone.
It's like if Sengoku rolled up to Mihawk and they got the same level of hockey or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Sengoku boot his palm. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard. Yeah.
Another 11 months at Nakama status from him, Roscoe. Blackbeard stops at Whitebeard. He already beat Shanks. Usopp sucks.
See, we get people like this, man. This is your people.
Oh, he already beat Shanks. Oh Lord.
They count that as a dub.
Oh, it's a dub. It just doesn't
It's
count.
not
It
a
can't
dub.
be
It's not
factored
a
into.
dub.
It
It's
can't.
not a
It's a.
dub.
Oh, it's a dub. It can't be
It's not
factored
a
into what we're
dub.
doing now.
It's not a dub.
It can't be used to be like he would clear Shanks because he would that can't.
So-
you can't do that.
Shank-
It's still a dub though.
So
Sebastian, you might
thought
be
he didn't win,
you
though.
might be literally insane when it comes to Blackbeard. Like I really believe you.
What do
You
you
might be
mean?
missing a screw, bro.
2 people can't
All
fight,
right.
and somebody says, "Yo, I wasn't off guard. I got scarred permanently."
all right,
You know what I'm saying?
Zoro beat Kaido.
That's not.
One walked away with a scar, one didn't.
Right,
Yeah.
He beat him.
right.
Yeah. I was
You
gonna
know,
say, I
It's
would
kind
say
of.
dub.
It's
Goofy? I'm sorry, I did it first.
It's kind
Like,
of
you know what I'm
warning
saying?
people about this other person.
Stop.
Yo,
He said, Luffy,
Sebastian.
I already took care of Kaido. All right, don't worry about it.
I beat him.
I beat him. All
Luffy
right?
gonna be like, why he still up there?
Right? Yeah, like he's still raging out. Like, what are you talking about?
You might have issues, bro.
Dub
I
is
don't
a strong word. Dub
I
is a
don't
strong
understand
word.
how you glaze him this
It's
hard,
not,
bro.
It's not an L. I know that. Opposite of an L is a dub. Another 20 from Red Max. Considering Zaza is made of water, do you think this is Jinbei and Robin? Since Robin and Jinbei know Fishman karate. Also, we're going to find out if Zaza is a man or a woman as soon as Sanji gets there.
No, I don't think that.
The Jinbei Robin thing?
Yeah. He's saying it's a combination of their powers at hand instead of the actual sleep tit.
No.
Yeah. No.
No, that's not happening. They would have never grabbed the kids
I think
unless it was to save
I'm
them.
misunderstanding what's being said.
He's saying they created a Susanoo between both of them, bro.
See, I read
Essentially,
it as
that's
this
what
would
I
be
thought he read it maybe like they're gonna combat them with Fishman
that-
karate.
Yeah, that Fishman karate would be used to combat what's happening right now.
But it's not real
Where
water.
are they though? They're over there with the
Robin with the books. Jinbei,
He said, do you think Zaza is Jinbei and Robin?
Like I think he's saying, do you think it's like that's on?
No.
That's him. Like he got it. They got a hand.
no, it says considering Zaza is made of water, do you think this is Jinbei and Robin?
Yeah.
But to
Like-
me, that
like
reads
this-
as this is their fight.
Yeah, this is their. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what he meant.
Like maybe I'm tripping, but that's how I read
like
that.
yo, this is Jinbei and
I
Robin.
could, maybe he messed up. I think that's probably what he means. But it's not real water.
What
It-
is it?
Like
You-
I don't know if
you-
Jinbei's gonna be able to manipulate that sleep tin water. It's not real water. If he could,
That would be interesting to
you know,
find
it's
out.
like even.
Well,
your,
I mean,
in
it's
your
got to be
dreams-
real water. They're drowning, aren't they?
Something's happening.
I don't know.
It's
They're
all just their
getting wet.
imagination.
Well, no, actually, think about it. He did dream of salt, and they did eat the salt.
Yeah.
But they didn't get full off it, right? It was just not. I don't know.
I mean, they're drowning. They're worried about being drowned. So I figured.
I guess. I don't know.
Another 8 months at Nakama status from Mikey D. Lufa. It says, Seb dressed like Cartman. How?
Damn.
That's
I don't
crazy.
think so. I don't think
Do
No,
the-
that-
do the-
Damn.
No, not Carlton. Cartman.
Oh,
so. Yeah, I lost
Another
it.
14 Canadian from Figureland Shampoo. I was rewatching the Top 30 stream, and the Twins gave a high rating to Caban and Ray because they may know Critical Mass Hockey. If in the coming fights against Imu, Luffy learns it, do you think your rating will change for him? It would have to.
What type of hockey?
Critical Mass.
Twins don't know nothing.
Another one.
We don't talk about the top 30 no more.
From COVID Creator, thank you. Another 5 from Jada Rude. Just got here, but what if every god had a different side of the blue? Like north, east, south, and west.
That's a good one.
And they were all fighting for control. That'd be pretty cool. Another 10 from Reborns. Hey, Topped. Can't stay tonight because I have birthday plans. Happy birthday. But I want to send the good vibes your way and shout out to Anime Sundays being on the pod. Can't wait to listen to this episode
thank
later.
you.
Appreciate
I love the love for Anime Sundays. Man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Another 5 from Luffy, the King of the Pirates. Just got done with working a 14-hour shift. Can't wait to watch the pod and all the goats. Yo, y'all on these shifts. Another 2 from Creator Keon. I hope Chopper's fruit doesn't get reclassed. Hashtag GG's. Good luck on that one. Another 5 from Mr. Friday. Technically, Chopper can learn the history about the first and second world if he speaks to Ratatoskr. We kind of mentioned this earlier. Another 5 from Project Iceman. I like your theory, Larry. 2 water gods' wrath creating the calm belt certainly sounds like something Oda would do. Yeah, I agree with that. Another 20 from St. Louis.
Thank you.
If you've watched Hunter x Hunter, I've long felt that Oda is like Nostrati's daughter, and God just moves his pen. Whatever the One Piece is, he was put on to Earth to deliver that message. It'll change us for the better. Hashtag peak peace.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Another 5 from Creator Keon. Do you guys think Blackbeard can use the Tremor fruit on the same level as Prime Whitebeard or Old Whitebeard? Hashtag 1, 2, stepping in a box. Hashtag get cheeky. All right.
Old Whitebeard, yes.
Yeah,
Prime Whitebeard, no.
Negative on the Prime.
Did they say he mastered it? I don't know. Another 2 from Eason. What's up?
bro.
Do you think Jinbei survives Elbaf? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another Yako joined the ship and Rick Owens. Welcome.
Thank you.
Another 2 from Thick Buckles. Who y'all got? God Valley, Whitebeard, or Loki? Whitebeard.
I read that.
I'm going to go
Whitebeard.
Whitebeard.
Another 10 from Mikey B. I might be tripping with that. You think Loki still had the blindfold on when he fell for Capon's wife's sister?
Lola?
Yeah, huge fan. No, man. No. Come on, man.
Nah,
I don't think he really did.
That's
It's not even
crazy.
popping up at all.
Another 5 from Dior Fade. Y'all slander Usopp, but he took out 2 characters who would have ended the Straw Hats. Perona and Sugar would have ended the journey.
Hell
Yeah.
to Usopp, yo. Fighting women
Another
and little girls.
And sneaking them.
another 3 months. Nakamas Dead from Polska. Just bought a slingshot for my son. He is Soga King. That's cool.
Don't do that to him.
That's cool.
said
He
don't.
deserves
We
better.
we respect Soga King.
He deserves better than
And
that,
another
bro.
5 from Rick the Legend. Loki and Shirahoshi. What the room smelling like? Okay.
Oh wow.
And what that baby gonna look like? Hashtag Trey Rags. Hashtag Derek White. Hashtag Birdman. Hashtag Zorro. Come on.
Bruh.
What the room
What's wrong
smelling
with-
like
what's
is
wrong
crazy,
with
man.
Guys,
Yo, I can't.
thank you so much for enjoying another episode with TOPT, man. It means a lot for us. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. Thank you to Marv for another episode. Sorry we stayed a little later, Marv. Super chat's gone crazy. And then our man, Anime Sundays. Thank you so much for being here
Hey
this
man,
episode, man.
it's always an
Please
honor, man. Love it here.
Tell everybody where they can find you and also what you got coming up with content.
Y'all check me out. Anime Sundays, Anime X Sundays on everything. We really pushing the festival, man. The second music anime festival, Atlanta May. It's coming up in October. It was a great time last year. We're really trying to blend these worlds, take this community to the next level. You'll see me at a bunch of conventions. MomoCon in Atlanta. It's gonna be a movie. I believe Seb will be there.
I will.
We got 2 Trap Sushis. Shout out Land Party, my folk in New York. We're doing some stuff with them. And yeah, man. Aside from that, catch me at all the major stuff. Dream, Anime Expo, Anime NYC. But yeah, happy to be here, man. Love this podcast. Like I always say, I always reference these boys anytime there's a One Piece anything, and I don't know it. I go, hey, let me give you the link to that One Piece talk. Watch the last episode. You'll be all right. You'll figure it out. So yeah, shout out these boys for showing up. And shout out y'all. Gifting 14-hour shifts. That's just how bad the job market is, huh? 14-hour
14-hour
shifts.
shifts,
Y'all,
crazy.
I'm proud of y'all holding it down, man. Because listen, the revolution's upon us. So just stay tuned. I'll be a part of it as well. So.
Listen, man, sometimes they be working 14-hour shifts and low-key, they be making more money than we could ever make, bro.
Hey, man.
I truly,
I'm proud of
CD
you.
taught us that,
CD
bro.
told me that, bro.
Yeah, CD taught us that, yo. Even Pig at one point. They used to make crazy money, bro. Mm-hmm. They used to just work nonstop. But anyway, guys, love you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to everybody. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook. The episode will be up very, very soon. So thank you so much. My name is Larry.
Law.
Seb.
Your boy Anime Sunday.
And Lionel. Jana.